Texas Snake.
From Lakewood Middle School in Lakewood, Ohio, it is Cleveland Cobras football. We are back on the air. Mark Means, Tim Continenza from Lakewood Middle School for the Cleveland Cobras and the Columbus Fire. It is the final GDFL game of the 2021 season for the Cobras, Tim.
Yeah, they've had an up and down season, let's be honest. They've had some times where they looked like they were playing some of their best ball, and there are times where they've been challenged, and they're going to be challenged here today. They're playing a phenomenal team from Columbus in the Fire, an undefeated team, a team that has, is coming in here with their shoulder pads off, with their heads up high, looking to take it to the Cobras, and we'll see how the Cobras respond.
And the Fire have traveled well. They're going through their pregame stretching, and they've got a nice about 25-yard section spread out across the field. Going through their pregame warm-ups. The Fire 6-0 on the year. The first time these two teams met, Tim, it was a 25-0 victory for the Fire in Columbus. That's a team that scores a lot of points. It was much closer in the first half than the final score indicated, so the Cobras, who are playing better, feel like they can play with this team.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key. Obviously, first down, second down possessions could be huge for the offense for the Cobras here today. They have to get 2 to 3 yards minimum on first down and then repeat that on second down to make third down very manageable and be able to use your entire playbook. I mean, that's the key. You don't want to be in situations where you're eliminating 75% of your playbook because you're in long situations and the other team can just really, set their linebackers and their blitz on fire and really take advantage of the situation. So first and second down for the Cobras is going to be really huge here today. And be honestly, just protecting the quarterback. We've seen that in the past. That has been a big part of their success and some of the troubles that they had this year. So when they can protect the quarterback, they have a chance to move the ball. That's going to be really important here today.
You look at the Fire 6-0 coming into play today, averaging around 34 points per game offensively. But the number that jumps off the page is they give up 1 point per game. This Fire defense in 6 games has given up 6 total points while scoring 200.
Yeah, and that's going to be the biggest challenge for this Cobras offensive line here today. They're going to have to try to control the line of scrimmage and be able to be successful. They don't have to, obviously anytime you can get multiple yards, 5, 10, 15 big yard plays, you want them and you take them when they're there. But the key for the Cobras today will be, can they get 3 to 4 yards on a single play and set up the next play and really put them in a situation where they can't dictate the game when they have the lead by blitzing and, bringing corners and just, with their head on fire coming after you. You want to be able to take that away from them. And that's going to be really up to the offensive line here today for the Cobras to do that. And they're going to have to probably bring in a few trick plays that they haven't used all season long, some looks that they never did. They're going to have to try to confuse the Fire. It's going to be difficult, but it is a challenge that I think the Cobras are up for.
The Fire have 1 game left on their season before they begin the GDFL playoffs. They will be at home next week to take on the winless Lake Erie Explosion. We turn the page to the Cobras, coming off an impressive win over the aforementioned Lake Erie Explosion, 33-0 last week. It was a big game at the quarterback spot for David Thompson last week, about 250 yards, 4 long touchdown passes for this Cobras offense that's taken a big leap with him behind center.
Yeah, that's the key. You need a guy who's a general in the field, and he's that for the Cobras. He gives them the opportunity to see the field, and he can read and react to the defense. And that in GDFL football is so important. Is a quarterback who can recognize the blitz, who can see an open guy coming, and is not afraid to actually waste the down away, but save the yardage and bring up second and third down. And I think that's going to be really important how he controls that because he's going to be challenged by this defense. We know how good they are. But, again, I think quick reads and obviously the offensive line giving him that extra moment or two to find his receivers or to make the decision to run with the ball is going to be huge here today.
for the Cobras, averaging just about 9 points per game offensively this year, giving up about 28.5. Offense has been a struggle this year, although they have finished the second half strong. Going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll get you to uniforms and we'll get you closer to kickoff here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and hole 55 bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly PGA professional staff available for instruction, along with 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross. Don't forget family fun night golf on Fridays and Saturdays for just $25. For details and tee times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Miss an episode of By All Means, and you could miss a lot.
I have the sound up, and I appreciate the guys that do the work now. But it is with great appreciation I see what the guys do, not only the announcers, but also the players. So we've had wonderful playoffs. I mean, single, double, triple overtime games. It's been fantastic.
By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio and streaming live on westernreserveradio.com.
This is the Cleveland Cobras Football Network on Western Reserve Radio.
Right back here to Lakewood as we get set for today's matchup between the Fire and the Cleveland Cobras. And now it's your Imperial Glazing Concepts out-of-town scoreboard here on Western Reserve Radio. We can tell you the Erie Express lead the Pittsburgh Saints in the annual Cavado Classic 43-0 at the half.
43-0 at the half. Well, not a big surprise there. That is a huge game up in Erie every year. And then that's a one that they talk about because they celebrate, I believe it's one of their former players, correct? Number 55 is a big deal because they designate one of their players every year to wear that jersey during that game.
And that was your scoreboard update brought to you by Imperial Glazing Concepts. Imperial Glazing Concepts specializes in aluminum storefronts, curtain walls, doors, windows, composite panels, glass awnings, and paint-supported glass systems. For a free estimate, call 330-652-6277. And we are just a few minutes away from kickoff here this evening. And the Cobras in the all black, like they traditionally are here at home, with the green snakeskin on the pants, the snakeskin on the shoulders, the green numbers trimmed in white. The Fire, Tim, black pants trimmed in orange, white jerseys, black numbers trimmed in orange. Or as we like to say in the pregame show, numbers very easy for us to read up here in the booth.
Oh, it's a wonderful look for both teams. I mean, we can see those numbers. They're large, they're bright, and they're visible. They're not blended into the jerseys themselves, which has happened many times where you would not know number 18 from number 81 or anything else because we can't read the numbers. We don't know the difference. It's because you can't see the numbers within the uniforms. And it should be a rule in all sports that they have a trim for when it happens.
And one of the key things we were lacking before the start of this football game is we've got our 5-man officiating crew that has arrived on the field here at Lakewood Middle School. If you're new to the GDFL, we play with pretty much all of the NFL rules. The extra points will come from the NFL hash mark. We will play with the NFL timekeeping. If you're familiar with the NFL, you'll be familiar with the GDFL.
Yeah, and it's really that simple. It's 2 feet inbound rule. Obviously you're going to have a clock, on a play clock. It's going to run on the same time schedule, and you're going to see, like you mentioned, just the special teams plays, kickoff at the 35-yard line. You're going to also see the 2-pointers at the 2-point line, about the 2-yard line, and then you'll see the extra points from the 15-yard line on the line of scrimmage and a 33-yard extra point attempt, which is really a challenge in this league.
How much do you think the comfortable win, the nice win over the Explosion last week helps coming right back the following week, being back here at home in the Snake Pit in a place you're comfortable with to finish out the year against a very good Fire team?
This is where you want to be for your last game, and you're playing the best team in the league. So, yeah, I think that it brings up confidence. You had a quarterback change, midway through the season. Court Thompson has done a nice job. You got to feel more comfortable. They came off to a really impressive offensive play style. Defense played their best game of the year with the shutout. So, yeah, I think on that level, this is what you want. You want the confidence up high and recognizing what you're up against. And it's a team you're familiar with. You played them earlier this year. Yeah, didn't go your way 25-0. But, that was the first game of the season. Now you're in the last game of the season. So it should give them an opportunity to really to measure themselves on where they're at as a team and an organization.
As we approach the top of the hour, we will pause for a station identification, give Dave a chance to push a button back at the Western Reserve Radio studios.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Okay, he did like to push the button.
He
had us guessing for a minute there.
He did.
But, we got the job done. We're just about a few minutes away from kickoff.
He's also saluting us right now.
I'm sure. He's told me that I am the number one person in the world. I can't tell you absolutely how many times that's happened over the last 20-plus years.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. He has always told us that we're one of the best fingers on the line.
And you know what? Here's the thing that we don't really talk a lot about because it's typically hot when we play these GDFL games. Last 2 weeks have been almost picture perfect to finish out the season.
It has been autumn-like. Let's be honest. It's been into the 70s for the day. We're probably around 72, 73 degrees right now, and it's going to get, as the sun goes down, it's going to get cooler. And it's not a big breeze, but there's a small breeze to keep you comfortable. It's going to be, I think the players couldn't ask for a better scenario.
We talked about that 25-0 win for the Fire, but you think about it, there were 2 touchdowns in that game that called back. One on a kick return, one on a long touchdown run that were wiped out by penalties. You look at the way they played last week against the Explosion, no offensive turnovers, no offensive penalties in that game that were accepted. So they can take some confidence in that.
Well, that's a huge step forward. When you can get your team playing mistake-free football is huge on the offensive side. You're avoiding the extremely long plays, the 2nd and 15s, the 1st and 20 type scenarios, and that, like I said, it really limits your playbook when that happens. So, anytime you play mistake-free football, you're giving yourself the best opportunity, to succeed, and it's going to be important. I think tonight, the team that wins the line of scrimmage, the team that will win the flag throwing contest, and hopefully it would be their way for the Cobras here tonight, and it'll give them an opportunity to be in this ballgame.
Both teams continue to go through their warm-ups. This kickoff will be pushed a little past 7 o'clock, so we will take a timeout, come back, and we'll have the opening kickoff shortly here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and it is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessories. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Listen to Grove City College football all season long right here on Western Reserve Radio.
Play action for East with time down the field. Got him in stride. That's Drake. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cameron Drake. Give it to Schools across the 50. 45, 40. He's gone. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wesley Schools.
Listen to head coach Andrew DiDonato and the Grove City College Wolverines all year long right here on Western Reserve Radio.
This is the Cleveland Cobras Football Network on Western Reserve Radio.
Back to Lakewood Middle School, Mark Means, Tim Continenza, Dave Ferris back at our Western Reserve Radio studios in Struthers. It is GDFL football time. The Columbus Fire and the Cleveland Cobras still going through some pregame warm-ups here on the turf surface at Lakewood Middle School, a place that the Cobras are familiar with, having played games here in years past. We have the lights on, and if you look at the numbers, it tells you one thing, but if you follow the two teams, I think it tells you something else, that the Cobras are coming into this game with confidence.
Yeah, they have to be, because the season has been a gradual build all season long for them. And for them to come off that 33-0 win last week, where you had a quarterback, like you said, threw for about 250 yards, no turnovers. Your defense played their best game of the year, getting the shutout. This is important. Now that we got the teams meeting at midfield, so we got, we're not that far away from kickoff here, and it's going to be important. I think tempo of this game is going to be real important. The team that can dictate the tempo is going to have an opportunity to really, run this ball game the way they desire to do. If it's going to be a fast-paced game, if it's going to use the clock and use their ability to read a defense and make plays, I think that really comes down to it, especially for Thompson. I think he needs the opportunity to dictate his tempo of the game here today for the Cobras.
Captains out on the field for the Cobras. Number 1, Jerron Robertson. Number 3 is Emmett Calhoun. Number 26 is Brandon Fleming. Also in there is Cameron Scott, the DB, number 6, and number 17, Jawan Carlisle. Carlisle saw a lot of action last week in the game against the Explosion, and it was a new wrinkle in the offense, a little bit of a zone read or an option look, and it really had the Explosion off balance, not expecting that.
Yeah, you go have those read option plays because it does. There's so many ways to run it. I mean, obviously, is the quarterback going to keep it? Is he going to, give it to his running back in the belly and just give him the opportunity, maybe even cut inside, which is really different for that play. If you can get the ball where he can see the hole developing, if he's either outside or if it needs to be cut back in, I mean, that's what Carlisle can do. And now it's hopeful today that he has some success, running the ball here. The offensive line can really give him the room to make some plays.
Ben Lyons going through some pregame kicks. Struggled with his first 2 extra points last week, hooking them to the left, but finished strong, making all his final extra points. He's just buried a couple from about 32 yards in what could be a potentially close game. He could be a difference maker.
Yeah, and now he's, back another 10 yards, about 42, 43-yarder, and he's been hitting them with distance. So, if I had a, scenario where you're 45, 50 yards out, and it's late in the quarter, in the second quarter, or late in the ball game, and you have that opportunity, you're going to have to trust them and put them out there, because it's going to be a big. But extra points at 33 yards are going to be huge, because we've seen that how often they either get pulled left or right or blocked in this league. So every point matters, especially when you have point differential.
I want to mention this last week when Jim and I were here. I said, of course, by all means, coming up on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And I said, this is where I normally tell you who's going to be on the show. But as we sat here a week ago, I didn't know who was going to be on the show. I actually do know for this week. So joining the show this week, 5:05, will be the commissioner of the President's Athletic Conference, Joe Anderko, followed by at 5:40 by the head coach of the Warren Harding Raiders, someone we both know very well, and Steve Arnold, as they get set for a big season for the Raiders. And just like always, a lot of those guys getting some looks for the opportunity to play at the next level.
It's going to be great. Anytime you get to talk to Steve Arnold, he's just such a fun guy to talk to, and he knows so much. He's done so much in his career, either at Warren Harding and everything he's established. Of course, everyone remembers him when he ran the basketball program, and then he's been a football coach longer than he was the basketball coach. And he's just an amazing guy, and it's an amazing program, and he's such an uplift. Without a doubt, one of my favorite coaches in our area.
2 men are back to return tonight's opening kick for the Cobras. That looks like a tandem returners of number 3, Emmett Calhoun, number 17, Jawan Carlisle. Cobras here in the opening quarter, going right to left as we are just set to get this game underway with the fire set to kick. So the Cobras going into the sun to begin play here, with the sun starting to set a little bit off to our left. And again, a beautiful night for football as we are, less than 3 weeks? We're about, 21 days away,
Yeah.
20 days away. The first games are on Thursday for high school football.
It's amazing. It's here. Football season's here. The kids are out on the field every day doing a training camp, getting ready for the opening game in 3 weeks. And the GDFL is playing now. I don't know. I think we're right in the middle of football season already, and it's not even August 1st.
And that's the best part about it. You get a chance to experience the GDFL, which gets guys like you, me, Jim, Dave, all of us that are going to be working on things in the future, ready for high school football. We are ready for kickoff here this evening. High, deep, end over end kick. Calhoun over a shoulder inside the 5. 10, cuts back 15 to the 20, spins off a defender, works his way down the 20-yard line, and he's going to come to a stop right near the 19-yard line. That's where the Cobras begin, first down and 10.
So the Cobras coming out. It's first down, and it's going to be huge here just to establish themselves. This offensive line needs to be prepared for this play, whatever it is, if it's a rushing play or if it's an option play or even if it's a screen play. This is going to be really an opportunity to dictate what you want to do throughout the game.
First and 10 as they spot the football back a little bit further to just about the 18-yard line. Cobras are going to back up into their huddle as we are whistled into play here for the opening drive. Again, Cobras right to left into the sun on this first possession, taking a little bit of extra time in the huddle as they are set to break and come to the line of scrimmage. Owner, head coach Jesse Caldwell walking the sidelines with his squad, getting set for this final game of the regular season. Thompson, the quarterback. Right next to him, sidecar is Juan Carlisle, the tailback. Twin tandem receivers go to the right and left side of the formation. Fire going to move a linebacker out into some slot coverage. Thompson calling the play at the line of scrimmage, takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking that way to the flat man, wide open across the 30 and down to the 35-yard line, where they're going to mark him down at the 35-yard line. Nice read, Tim, by Thompson, saw the mismatch and went right to it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful really right inside the hash mark. It was Tim Stevens making that catch, and he just really got himself in space, and Thompson hit him perfectly, and then he was able to turn it upfield to get a few more yards, getting all the way across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line.
1st and 10 Cobras on this opening possession. They'll break huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Again, 2 receivers going to go to each side of the formation. Now they're going to empty the backfield with an extra wide receiver now in there as well. That's Reggie Motley wearing number 41, who goes to the slot to the left side of the formation. And our first flag, and it looks like that might be a procedure penalty on the Cobras. One of the outside receivers got a bit of a head start.
Yeah, he just wanted to make a block before the snap was made. He knew what his man coverage was, and kind of tipped his hat and moving a little too quick, trying to get to him as they were ready to roll outside on that play.
So they'll back it up. 1st and 15 for the Cobras. They'll need to get to their 47-yard line to pick up a first down.
This is a situation we talked in pregame. These, 2nd down and 15 situations. They really got to make a really good offensive choice here. And let's see what the Cobras choose to do here.
Again, they'll go 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. In the backfield, it's Thompson and Carlisle. Carlisle now going to move to the left side of David Thompson. Fire showing some pressure coming off the edge. Thompson takes the snap, 3-step drop, rolling to his right, trying to avoid the rush, steps into a throw, throws off his back foot, incomplete to the 40-yard line. That almost looked like a throwaway, Tim, trying to save a big sack and bring up 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, John Robertson was in the area. He was looking to his right, like you said, avoiding a tackle, trying to keep the play alive, seeing Robinson there and just kind of about 3-4 yards out of his reach. But it was just to save the down and bring up the next down and give him an opportunity here on 2nd and long.
Fire showed a lot of pressure coming off the left side of the defense. Cobras will have to adjust to that as they now go with the same look. Twins right and left. Carlisle and Thompson in the backfield on 2nd and 15. Thompson gives it to Carlisle, trying to bounce it to the outside. It gets across the 30, and he'll be pushed out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long on the opening drive for the Cobras.
Well, the Cobras got about 5 yards back on that sweep play to the left with Carlisle, and that's exactly what you do. We're going to get him out in space to see if he can turn the corner. He got about 4 yards back. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Now, the question is, can you pick up the needed yards or get inside, let's say, 2 yards short of the sticks and be able to make the catch and turn it upfield? Obviously, we've seen that earlier with Robertson. We'll see if they can do it again here. Maybe gets one of the receivers in space and see if he can make the catch and make a play after the catch.
Cobras need to get to their 47-yard line to keep the drive going. They'll break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Robertson and Calhoun in the formation to the left side. 2 twins also go to the right side. Thompson has a look over the Fire defense, who show pressure again from the edge. Thompson takes the snap, has a nice clean pocket. Now he'll feel pressure.
Wow,
he's going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. Had a moment to throw, but then the pocket collapsed, and it'll bring up 4th down and long.
Lee Tracy on that sack there for the Fire. I really love how the Fire's defense actually showed a blitz and backed out of it, but the defensive end came right through on the left-hand side, basically almost untouched. Never gave Thompson an opportunity to even really set up to make a play on that play.
Justin Jenkins, will we see Jenkins or will we see Thompson punt the football? We saw a little bit of Thompson kicking the ball last week against the Explosion.
I see Thompson still in the huddle, so I'm assuming it's going to be him in the punt formation.
We have also seen Thompson throw the football on 4th down, but this one is 4th and quite long. Again, they'll spot the football at the 26. They'll need to get to the 47 for a first down. He's in a pistol formation with 3 receivers right, 2 to the left.
Be a quick kick here, just a one step and release to kick the ball.
Thompson gives the thumbs up, takes the snap. He will kick it away. That ball partially blocked by the Fire. And one of the Cobras players falls on it at the 27-yard line. And that'll be a short field for the Fire on the partially blocked punt by Thompson.
Yeah, the special teams came straight up the middle on that. There was only a normal offensive line. There wasn't no extra blockers because he had the 4 receivers in pattern. And really a short snap, only maybe 8 yards deep. Never gave Thompson an opportunity. He did take that one step and kick the ball, and it was really kind of ricocheted off a shoulder pad of one of the Fire players.
Fire 6-0 on the year. They've put up 200 points on the season in those 6 games. We are scoreless, 10:22 to play in the opening quarter. First possession for the Fire.
This is going to be an important defensive first play here for the Cobras. See if they can come up with a minus play here and really catch the Fire off guard.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left side, running back to the left of the quarterback. That looks like Jordan Spurlock, number 16 at the quarterback spot, who's back to throw. Going to take a shot downfield, ball in the end zone, overthrown and incomplete. And let's check that. That's Darius Strickland, number 10 at the quarterback spot for the Fire.
And the intended receiver was Juwan Smith. He had it open, but he left it short. And 2 defenders there for the Cobras really played the ball well. Never gave him an opportunity to make the play on the ball.
So the incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10. Fire going to break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. A lot of bright orange on those jerseys for the Columbus Fire.
Kind of reminiscent of the Cincinnati Bengals look.
Strickland with the quarterback spot. Going to send a slot right in motion to the left side. Fake it to him, give it to the tailback on a dive right up the middle. And that is a power run up the gut for Shandale Holloway, number 20.
Yeah, Shandale just took that right up the gut, really just followed his guard and center on the right-hand side and was able to make a nice gain on the play, about 6 or 7 yards.
So it sets up 3rd down, long 4 for the Fire, left to right, opening quarter. Again, they'll go trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Holloway, the tailback, is to the left of the quarterback, Strickland. Strickland claps his hands, 2-step drop, fires out into the flat, overshoots his in target, incomplete, looking for Rodney Coop, number 7. And that pass falls incomplete, brings up a 4th down and 4. Would expect with the short field and needing some big numbers, expect the Fire to go for it here, Tim, on 4th down.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is a scenario where they're kind of in that no man's land. It's a long field goal. You're probably looking about a 40-yard field goal attempt. Why attempt something like that on when you have 4th down and 4? You have a mobile quarterback. You have a running back who's already shown to pick up plays. Let's see if you can make a statement here in the first quarter if you're the Fire.
Same look. Trips right. Single receiver left. Running back sets up to the right side of Strickland, the quarterback. 4th down and 4. Big play for this Cobras defense. Man goes in motion. Fake it to him. Now they'll toss it to Holloway, who bobbles the ball on the turf. Loose ball. Cobras will fall on the running back at the 25-yard line, and a big stop on a short field for the Cobras here early.
Running the option to the right, the quarterback just really made a decent pitch, but it was a little low, and the running back couldn't handle it. And in the process, Holloway fumbled the ball, moved forward, fell on it, and again, gained no yards, and the turnover on downs gives the ball back to the Cobras.
So big stop defensively after the block punt by the Fire, gives the Cobras the ball. 2nd possession, 1st and 10 with the ball resting on their 25-yard line. Stop on downs in an opening possession has to build the confidence of the Cobra defense.
Yeah, Cobras need this possession. They're still looking for their first down of the ball game. Here on 1st down really gives them that opportunity. Give them a situation where they can get it, like they did on the first play of the game when they hit the 1st down play to the wideout.
Receivers right and left. Defensive end on the left side standing up, showing some pressure. Thompson takes this snap, fires downfield, had a man wide open just shy of the 40, and he was just a hair early that he wanted to throw that football. If he had another tick or 2, that's a touchdown for the Cobras.
Jerron Robertson wants that ball back. He knew that ball was coming to him on that hot pass as Thompson read that perfectly, and it was just out of his reach.
Incompletion brings up second down and 10. 8:25, clock rolling, scoreless here in the opening quarter. Fire have broke the huddle there to the line of scrimmage. Cobras will now head to the line as well. Two receivers go to each side. Thompson and Carlisle in the backfield on second down and 10. Thompson takes the snap, fakes to Carlisle, hot read to Calhoun, and that fastball had too much on it for Emmett Calhoun, and the incompletion brings up third down and 10.
Yeah, it was a perfect read again there by Thompson, but unfortunately he threw it into the ground. He never gave his receiver an opportunity to make the play on the ball as it skipped into him.
So now we've got whistles, and they have the clock stopped at 7:47 to play. Looks like they may want to put some time back on this clock.
As the officials are talking it over.
If they run out of bounds, like on a running player after they catch a pass, when we set the ball, you run it. Okay. Inside 5 minutes of the half, it's good, B. If they're out of bounds, it stops. All right? You got it? We're good? All right.
We'll just go over some technical information over the.
And that's the NFL. If you're used to operating high school or any other level, it's a little different than the NFL. So, making sure we're all on the same page, and we are whistled into play, and we now know which one of our 5 officials, because none of them are wearing the white hat, will be acting as the referee, and of course standing in the backfield. So third down, 10 coming up for the Cobras. Just a hair under 8 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. Thompson has trips to the right, twins to the left. He's alone in the backfield. Fire showing some pressure up the middle. Now they'll move to the right edge. Thompson digs the low snap out. He's got all kinds of pressure in the backfield with all those receivers. They'll blow the play dead as Thompson is going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line, and this will bring up fourth down. And we've got a Cobras timeout. Timeout on the field called by the Cobras. 7:35 to go, first quarter. We are scoreless, and we are back in 30 seconds here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly PGA professional staff available for instruction, along with 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross. Don't forget family fun night golf on Fridays and Saturdays for just $25. For details and tee times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to millcreekmetroparks.org.
Keep up on everything Cobras at clevelandcobrasfootball.com.
Right back here on Western Reserve Radio, and we've got some breaking sports news for the Cleveland area we'll get to after this play. We'll see if they quick kick it again here, but this time a little more blocking has stayed inside to help Thompson. Snap down. Thompson has it partially blocked. This time gets a much better roll, and that's going to go out of bounds near the Fire 40-yard line. So how about this report from the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport? Nick Chubb has agreed to a 3-year, $36.6 million contract extension with $20 million guaranteed for the Cleveland Browns. So doing un-Browns-like things and locking up good players.
It makes total sense. I mean, he's on a 4-year rookie contract. This is his 4th season. Get him locked up now. Don't have to worry about it. Now they have him, their centerpiece of their offense locked up for the next, 4 seasons, counting this year.
And if you're a Madden player, they've been releasing the ratings all this week. The 3rd best rated running back in Madden for this season.
I bet you got to be higher on the fantasy football league too.
We're in the same league. We can't talk about things like that. I'm not sharing critical information. No extra information for you.
Let's put it this way. He's going to be high on everybody's draft board.
I don't think there's any doubt. Strickland remains in at quarterback for the Fire, who have trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. That's one thing you do notice at the GDFL level in this particular division. Most teams have just a couple of formations, and then they'll run variation on routes and things out of that.
Yeah, you want a tree type scenario, just what you're talking about. You want to run the spread offense, and you either have the two backs in the backfield splitting the quarterback, or maybe the four receiver set, and possibly the empty set. We have five receivers. Once in a while, you'll see a wing come into the formation, but not often. And that's exactly what they do. It's the easiest way to teach football when you can't have daily practices that you would have it at a high school level or the collegiate level or the professional level. I mean, these guys all have other jobs and other opportunities that they have to deal with throughout the week. And this is an opportunity to teach us brand of football there. Everyone knows their responsibilities, and they can learn it quickly.
After a brief discussion, we're ready to get back to the action. Trips, single receiver left. Strickland, Holloway in the backfield. Slot man right side goes in motion to the left. Holloway, 5-step drop. Has time. Going to take the deep shot downfield. Has a man out there, and he didn't turn back and look for the football. And it fell incomplete. Taking the deep shot downfield to Mike Tatum, number 1, and it falls incomplete.
John Jacobs making the cover there. I thought he was going to close in on that ball as he was moving to his right there. He was looking for it and just out of his grasp because that was a little underthrown there by the Fire, and he had a chance for it. He just couldn't quite close that gap as that ball was released, but he was in position to make a play.
2nd down and 10, 7:21 to play, first quarter. Second possession for the Fire, 2nd down and 10. Going to send 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Running back is to the left side of the quarterback, Strickland. Slot receiver turns towards the formation, goes in motion. Fake it to him, give it on a direct dive handoff, and not a lot of room there as he gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of just 1 on the run, and it will bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Got to keep them honest. It's a great idea. Have really the offense flow towards the left and let the running back make a decision with the ball. Took it up the gut, cut back a little bit, only gained 1, but you have to show the running game, Mark. If you don't show the running game, then everyone knows what you're doing each play. You have, no matter who you are, you have to be able to run the ball some and at all levels of football.
So that was the run by number 7. We've seen as a receiver and a running back, that's Rodney Coop, who's now in the backfield on this 3rd down and 9. Twins to each side. Strickland takes the low snap, stands in the pocket, being pressured from the backside, avoids the rush, now turns back to the other side of the formation, runs all the way back to the 20-yard line. Now he's going to take a shot deep, has a man out there. That ball's intercepted at the 22-yard line on an underthrown football across the 30 to the 35, still going to the 40, and knocked down at the 40-yard line. Big turnover defensively by the Cobras.
Craig Williams playing center field there for the Cobras. Went back, seen the play being developed. Strickland let the ball fly, and he knew he had a bead on it. Once he got underneath it, he was able to reach in front of the receiver, make that catch, and get the ball back here for the Cobras and returning it all the way to the 40-yard line. Williams did a great job defensively here for the Cobras. Craig Williams, number 2 for your Cleveland Cobras.
So the Cobras have forced a 4th down stop and a turnover on the first 2 possessions for the Fire, and will have their best starting field position of this opening quarter with the nose of the football resting
in the shotgun. Carlisle, the tailback, next to him. Thompson takes the low snap. He's going to roll to the outside. Thompson feeling pressure to unload it at the last minute of the say no. He was down in the backfield. And simply tackled back near the 42-yard line. Down the ball.
Yeah, he was caught a little behind. He was going back. Actually on his feet when he released that ball. He was hoping to avoid the sack. The truth of the matter is, it's probably going to get called around. It wasn't.
to play in this opening quarter, and got to give a lot of credit early in this game to the Cobras defense.
I was just going to say that. The defense is hanging there tough. They made the plays when necessary on third down to get off the field, and that's so imperative when you're playing a team with this type of offensive firepower. You want to, be able to make the play to get your offense out there. And give the Cobras credit, even though that drive ended, going backwards, it was a 7-8 play drive. It gave that defense on the sideline an opportunity to catch your breath and to be at full speed here for this series. As now they're get the ball back at their own 26-yard line here for the Fire.
So 1st and 10, new quarterback in there for the Fire. Trying to get you a number on that jersey that looks a little rolled up. Blitz coming from the outside.
Wilson, I believe.
He avoids the rush, but this time he'll throw the football away and incomplete.
It's Mike Wilson. He's the quarterback, number 5.
So he is now in the game at the quarterback spot. Mike a little bit bigger.
Yeah, kind of like Thompson. He's a big guy.
We like big guys.
Hard not to.
Well, when you are one, it's hard to not like big guys.
Exactly. More of us to like, I like to say.
We're going to drop in a station identification here coming up after this play. Fire come to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers go to the right, 1 to the left side. Wilson, the quarterback, has a running back with him to the right side.
We have a false start there.
All kinds of movement up front. Who is this going to be on?
Yeah, this guy had a false start on 75. He was moving before everybody.
So while we have a chance, let's take a quick station identification break.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
2:19 to play, scoreless in the opening quarter. A big 2nd down and long now coming up for the Fire. Wilson, the quarterback, 4 receivers in the formation. Throws the bubble screen out to the flat, kind of across the 20, 25, breaks a tackle 30, and across the 35-yard line. That is the speedy Mike Tatum wearing number 1, who is close to, and it looks like he is going to have the Fire 1st down.
Yeah, Tatum took that ball on a quick screen to the right. And once he got some speed in front of the defense, he was able to get out in front of them. They had to chase him down, and they got him at the 39-yard line. But a 1st down, so a big play there. A pickup of about 14 yards here for the Fire.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. This time they will change the play. Wilson running up to the line of scrimmage to talk to all 3 receivers on the left side of this formation. Flash for the football, takes the snap, drops back to throw. Has time. Going to take a shot downfield. Has a man out there who got behind the secondary, and he will waltz his way into the end zone for a Fire touchdown. With 1:12 remaining here in the opening quarter, the Fire strike first.
Juwan Smith got behind the defense there by about 5 yards, and Wilson just had to lay it up there to make it catchable. He did. He actually even turned around and caught it with his back to the goal line, made the catch, and was able to take it to distance for the goal, for the touchdown. And they'll come down to the other end of the field here for the extra point attempt.
That's something we've seen all season long. Don't want to kick towards the houses, so they will flip the side of the field, and they will now attempt either the extra point or the 2-point conversion with 1:12 to go in this opening quarter.
Yeah, that was what we talked about in the pregame, Mark. You had to protect the big play. You can't let someone get behind the defense there. And that's exactly what happened. They had the 2 quick plays. The one out to Tatum, where they picked up about 15, 16 yards on one play. And the next play, it was just right down the middle. It was a long developing play. And once Smith got behind the defense, it was lights out here for the Cobras defense, and 6 points here for the Fire.
Looks like that is number 18, John Jackson, who will attempt the extra point. When those jerseys roll up, sometimes it's real hard to tell. Is that 16? Is that 18?
Mm-hmm.
Looks to be 18.
I believe it's 18.
So they will line up for the extra point. Snap a little high, they get it down, extra point is blocked, and that ball is going to roll to the sidelines
and be picked up by one of the Fire players before being tossed out of bounds. So 1:12 to play in this opening quarter. Fire score first and lead it 6-0.
Fire, yeah, they did exactly what we heard about and seen them do earlier this year. You know, they're quick, and when they get in spaces, they take advantage of it. Tatum did that on the first play, and then Smith was able to get behind the defense and make a big play. The extra point was really a bad snap, but a great hole for the Fire. It got the kick off. It was just a low kick right into the deep of the defense, and then it was blocked. And that's where we're at, 6-0 here, with 1:12 here to play in the first.
So 6-0 lead for the Fire here early on, with 1:12 to play in this first quarter. And Cobra's defense has been solid throughout this first half. Just unfortunately, a little miscommunication in the back end of the defense led to a big touchdown pass.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately what the Fire looks for. That's who they are. They're looking to take advantage of simple mistakes. And when you're able to see the defense like that and get the time necessary to let them get deep, that's what's going to happen when you have the speed of a Smith.
So they will kick the football back to the Cobras. Jackson handles the kicking duty. Two returners for the Cobras standing tandem at their 10-yard line. This one will be Carlisle at the 11. Off of his shoulder pass. He is just going to try and follow that loose ball. Now there's a pile up inside the 20-yard line. As they continue to fight for the scrum, one of the Cobra players just got flipped out of that pile. And we're going to say this is Fire football. Looked like they were able to fall on that ball that was bobbling. And that'll be the first Cobra turnover of the evening.
And Juan Carlisle just unfortunately had the ball play right off his shoulder pad and bounce away. We do have the flag way back here at the 36-yard line, so we have to find out what that is. That might be offsides on that kickoff. That might be coming back here, Mark. I think we may have an offside play. Yes, we do. So that fumble's going to be negated by the offsides as the Fire's left too soon before that kick.
So that is going to wipe off the turnover. And we're gonna have a good old-fashioned do-over.
Yeah, 5 yards deeper. So okay. Good break here for the Cobras. They avoid the turnover after giving up the first 6 points of the ball game on the kickoff on the special teams. They'll get a do-over and like it never happened and possibly take advantage of it for them.
So back them up 5 yards on the offsides. Wipe off the turnover and we'll do it again. So again, the returners electing to stay about where they were as they drop back to around the 10-yard line. Jackson will kick this one over again. It's going to be Calhoun who bobbles it off of the shoulder pads, picks it up, tries to get to the outside across the 20, and then Calhoun throws down at about the 22-yard line. And the Cougars will have just under a minute to play in the opening quarter.
Eric Robinson on that tackle there for the Fire. As Calhoun actually lowered his helmet and was ready for that hit, and it was just he just really blew him up around the 23-yard line. But Cobras now will return to offense and try to answer that first 6 points of the ball game here by the Fire.
So back out on the field is the Cobras offense, led by quarterback David Thompson. Again, Cobras right to left here in the final seconds of this opening quarter, with their eyes into the sun.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't think about that, but the sun does come, is setting in the west, and you're going into the west here for the Cobras. So this first quarter has been kind of a challenge for them.
If it's set anywhere but in the west, I'd be really more worried about that than the football game. Twins go to each side, Thompson and Carlisle in the backfield.
Excellent one. Watch the blitz.
We have much more to worry about than a football game. And they are showing blitz. They back off, go run the option. Thompson's going to keep it, truck the first defender, and fall forward down to the 25-yard line. He'll pick up a couple. It's going to be second down and 8. Things that cross our mind in the middle of a broadcast, like
Well, you never know. It could be a zombie apocalypse.
We are in Cleveland, so you never know. The Guardians will protect us.
That's right.
2nd down and 8. Thompson to throw. Had time. Now he's going to be pressured and sacked and dropped in the backfield. Joshua Richardson coming on the blitz for a big loss inside the 20 and down to about the 17-yard line.
And Corey Bill was there to help clean it up, too, for the Fire, and it was just that. Never had a chance. Time Thompson got the ball, he was right on top of the Fire's defense, and they get back-to-back big plays here and bring up a 3rd down and extremely long here for the Cobras, and it looks like it's a timeout on the field. Or that's the quarter.
It's the Cobras 6. Excuse me, it's the Fire 6. The Cobras 0 here on Western Reserve Radio. We're back in a minute.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
This is the Cleveland Cobras Football Network on Western Reserve Radio.
Time to start quarter number 2 here on Western Reserve Radio. Mark Means, Tim Continenza, Dave Ferris back at our Western Reserve Radio studios in Struthers, where here it's a cool, comfortable, nice temperature in the studio.
It's beautiful. We got a nice breeze. It's comfortable. I mean, we couldn't have it any better than this.
I hear it's not like that in the studio, though.
Yeah, Struthers, Ohio. Something's a little different there.
A little warm back there. So, ready to begin quarter number 2. And the Cobras were a man down on that front line, so they will they'll run in at Jeremiah Grayson on the defensive line. Offensive line goes both ways. Thompson ready. Takes the snap. It's a little errant. Going to throw the quick out. Robertson makes the catch. Spun off the first defender and got down to the 26-yard line before being thrown down. Cobras have several smaller receivers, but none of those small guys, Robertson, Calhoun, any of those guys, not afraid, go over the middle, take hits, and absorb contact.
Yeah, you have to. You have to be willing to sacrifice yourself for those extra yards, and that's exactly what Robertson did there, and he picked up 4 yards on first down. Here we go. See what they can do here on second down.
Second down, just about 6 to go. Thompson takes the low snap again, feels some pressure, rolls out, hit as he throws. That ball's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Across the 35, cuts back 30, spins across the 25 down to the 26-yard line. Pass intercepted by Mikhail Wiggins, the linebacker who dropped into his zone and got in front of the intended target of Thompson, and a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, we have some little extra effort after the end of the game.
Exchanging pleasantries. Where are we going to dinner afterwards?
Exactly. But the interception is good. I can't imagine that they're going to negate that play, or unless it was actually during the play. We'll wait and see what the officials come up here with. But it was a great play by Wiggins. He, like you said, moved back into the line, seen the play developing, cut in front of the receiver. They're going to wave off the flag.
Well, they were waving off that one. There's still another one on the field.
Yeah.
Are they waving that one off too?
I believe so.
Thought for a minute there were multiple fouls on that play. It looks like we will be all right. And they're going to say that it's going to be Fire football. Where are they going to spot the ball? At about the 26-yard line. So that is the first turnover for the Cobras here this evening.
Short field here. It's going to be a challenge here for the Cobras defense. They're going to have to come up big. They're going to they're going to be looking for a play in the backfield. Obviously, that would be the best case scenario to keep them outside the red zone on these next 4 plays and see if they can get the ball back on a turnover or a change of possession on downs. But it's going to dictate right here on each and every down. First down and 10 here for the for the Fire.
So they need to get the sticks situated on the far side of the field that still say 4th down.
Yeah, and they still don't have the sticks on the going the opposite way. Yeah, exactly. So they need to go down the field about 10 yards.
Mike Wilson will remain the quarterback in for his second series. Wilson had the long touchdown pass at the 1:21 mark of the first quarter for our first points of the evening.
There we go.
Now we got everybody caught up. We got coaches on the field from both sides trying to get everything organized. As they're making some adjustments along the front, and one of the Cobra players coming off the field not happy. See, that is number 4. That is Andy Code, offensive and defensive lineman, who's coming off the field. Checking in, we're going to bring in an extra defensive back. John Cooper, wearing 47, checks in at DB. We've got Fire coaches talking to 3 officials. We've got Cobra's coaches.
I think there's what football they're going to use. I think there's another football situation here, Mark.
So they will, each team provides their ball offensively, correct?
I think so, but it came from the Cobra sideline, so I don't know.
Either way, we heard the whistle. We're ready to play.
Exactly.
So the Fire come to the line of scrimmage with Wilson at the quarterback spot. They'll have 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Slot receiver to the left side goes in motion. Fake it to him. Give it to the tailback who broke the first tackle. He lost the football. And the Fire have to reach back forward at the 22-yard line to maintain possession. We've got one of the Fire offensive linemen slow to get up at the end of that play.
Yeah, it was a nice misdirection run, but like you said, right now we have concerns about the offensive lineman down, as it was kind of shown direction to the right at first, and then everything went left. And he had yardage in front of him. One of the Cobra players able to reach out his paw, strip the ball away. And once that happened, it just disrupted the play completely. And the Cobras almost got the ball back, but the Fire offensive lineman was there to jump on it. Now, on the other side of the field, it was either the guard or the tackle. I think he's the right tackle that got hurt here for the Fire.
And the Fire training staff out there, along with Cobra's owner, Jesse Caldwell, to tend to the player that is down at the 35-yard line. And it's been a very aggressive Cobras defense in the first half. They got caught with the one play when they had some miscommunication in the back end, but other than that, they played very well.
Well, Mark, maybe you have a number 80 on your list. I do not.
I think we have the same list, so that is unfortunately a number we do not have.
So I can't, but he's walking off on his own power. He has a little limp, but he's, got up with some assistance and walked off on his own. So that is actually really good sign there here for the Fire.
So it is second down, just about 7 to go. 13:45 to play first half. 6-0 Fire with the lead and the football at the Cobra 23-yard line. Wilson twins to the right, trips to the left. Cobra's rushing off an extra man. Wilson gets the snap, going to fire downfield, and that ball knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage downfield. John Jacobs Jr., the defensive back, will bring up now a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, he had great position on that ball as they force it outside and just out of his reach defensively, but it will bring up a 2nd down and long coming up here for the Fire. And this is a scenario the defense got to come up big here. Keep this game right where it's at. It's a 1-touchdown lead here for the Fire.
After this play, as we hit the 8 o'clock hour, we'll take a break for a station ID. Fire dropping back with one of the officials, communicating with one of the wide receivers as they they adjusted the spot of the football to the 17-yard line. And they're going to say, had to be a 5-yard penalty because they moved it off 5 yards. We saw no indication of a penalty, no flag. Either way, second and short for the Fire. Trips to the right. Single receiver left side, running back to the left of quarterback Mike Wilson, who takes the snap, and they'll blow this play dead with the flag on the play at the 20-yard line. This looks to be procedure on the Fire. They get 5, and they take 5 away.
Yeah. It's a high five both ways. First, the offense was excited about 2nd down and 2. Now it'll be 2nd down and 7. And a timeout here by the Fire.
The Fire will take a timeout. Let's keep it right here for the opportunity to talk a little bit about. We've seen the Fire use 2 quarterbacks and 2 different type of quarterbacks, and it's really 2 different offensive philosophies. And they've won with 2 quarterbacks, but sometimes it can be challenging.
It can be. You got to know what. You got to have an offense that's designed for both of their skill sets, and that's the difficult thing. You can see how the Fire run under Wilson. It really fits their style because he can make quick decisions with the ball and he can get it out. While Strickland was more of a long thrower, meaning it took him a while to get the ball out of his hands, and he seems to be a little bit more athletic, but in the same vein was not as accurate as Wilson. And you can see the difference in the tempo of the ball game when Wilson's at quarterback than when Strickland was in.
Strickland had those first couple of drives, then they went to Mike Wilson, and he's been in there ever since the third possession for the Fire. 13:07 in this first half, a 6-0 lead for the Columbus Fire. Three receivers tight in a bunch to the right side, one singled up to the left side of the formation. That is Jawan Smith, number 17, singled up to the to the left side of the formation. All kinds of movement up front.
That's going to be on the Cobras. They jumped a little too soon. When Wilson did the clap, that's when 2 of the Cobras jumped.
Do we have to credit or remark? Do you remember a quarterback doing that before? J.T. Barrett and the Urban Meyer Ohio State offense? Was he first?
Yeah. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, they didn't even use a count. The offensive line, the center actually made the count calls at the line and snapped the ball. All he did is show that he's ready in position to receive it, which was really unique. You don't ever see that. I mean, it is a unique scenario. But, yeah, J.D. Barrett was really the best probably at it.
I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he was at Ohio State.
The injury really took away what he achieved at Ohio State. I agree with you.
Same look. Going to give it to the tailback this time, who cuts inside the 15-yard line, and he'll get down to about the 13 before they blow that play dead. That's Rodney Coop, number 7, on the carry. When we have a moment, let's pause for station identification on Western Reserve Radio.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
So it's 1st down and 10 for the Fire, picked up just enough to move the chains at the 12:25 mark here of the first half. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Cobra 14-yard line. And as I mentioned it earlier, they were sticking to the same formation. They've really mixed it up on this drive.
Yeah, and that's the key to football. You got to show different looks at times just to keep the defense honest and to see if something else works. And this is a tight offensive line right now in a wing-type position.
Take the snap, give it to the tailback, who runs right up the middle of the field, drives his feet, looking for the goal line. That is a touchdown for the Fire. That looked like Maurice Deuce, number 6, who had that carry for the touchdown. So 11:56 to play here, first half. The Fire double up their lead and are now up 12-0 over the Cobras. Looks like they'll keep the offense out, go for 2.
Yeah, and try to make up for that extra point that was blocked earlier. So they'll put the ball at the 2-yard line as they do in the NFL. And this is going to be a chance here for the quarterback to Downholder has it right there, 1st and 5.
So, first down and 5 for the Cobras, deep inside their own territory. Fire again, showing pressure up the middle. They've shown that a lot and then dropped back. Thompson takes the snap, looking to throw, fires underneath, receiver makes the catch. That's Eddie Edwards, breaks the tackle across the 15, and down near the 20-yard line, and that's going to be a Cobras first down. Eddie Edwards making a nice catch in traffic and turning it upfield for the first down.
Yeah, Double E did a nice job cutting in, making the catch, getting around a defender, picking up a couple extra yards, getting out to the 20-yard line. We've seen that earlier in the ballgame, and they need to get those quick passes out, quick reads by Thompson. And if I think we get more of that, we'll see the nice quality drive here for the Cobras. Definitely needed, trailing by 14.
Did a good job to get that first down, to get out of the shadow of their own end zone and out to the 20-yard line. We approach 11 minutes to play here in the first half. Twin receivers go to each side. Thompson, the quarterback. Carlisle is the tailback on 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Thompson points out one of the what looks to be several blitzing defenders. They'll run the option away from that blitz, toss it to Carlisle, who turns it upfield and gets down to about the 22-yard line. Nice play design to go away from the pressure coming on the opposite side, but the corner did a nice job to come up and make the play.
Yeah, I thought actually Carlisle made a nice read cutting back in on that ball, picking up a couple of yards. As you mentioned, he was designed to go outside the numbers, but he cut it back in, trying to pick up a few extra yards. He ran into really a strong defense there, but on a positive play. They picked up 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Again, you don't need all 8 yards here. I mean, obviously, if it's there, you're going to take it. But you get 4, 5, or 6 on this play. It sets up a really wide-open 3rd down situation.
So 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers go to each side of the formation. Carlisle and Thompson in the backfield. Thompson takes the low snap, has time, avoids the rush, flips the ball out to Carlisle, and the flat had to go off his hands and incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
A tough situation there for Carlisle as Thompson looked like he was going to take it up the gut on his own at the last moment, seeing Carlisle by himself over on the right-hand sideline, made the toss to him a little too high, and in the process, it gave the defense a chance to recover and make the play and prevent him from making that catch and bring up a 3rd down and 8 coming up here for the Cobras.
So 3rd down and 8. 9:39 to play. This play will go to the scoreboard and give you an update. Cobras trips to the right. Twins to the left side. Thompson all alone in the backfield. Fire asking for a flag with some movement on the Cobra offensive line. Thompson to throw, and that ball goes in and out of the hands of his intended receiver and incomplete. And now your Imperial Glazing Concepts out-of-town scoreboard. How about this? Erie. They are up big over the Pittsburgh Saints. 72-6 is the score in that game. That was your scoreboard update brought to you by Imperial Glazing Concepts. Imperial Glazing Concepts specializes in aluminum storefronts, curtain walls, doors, windows, composite panels, glass awnings, and paint-supported glass systems. For a free estimate, call 330-652-6277. 72-0.
Wow. 72-6.
6, sorry.
Yes.
I took away what they had.
Yeah, the Saints would be disappointed about that. I tell you, Erie Express are a phenomenal organization. It seems to always seem to come up with some big players.
So back to throw on 4th down. Thompson hit, sacked, dropped in the flag at the end of this play.
I'm not sure if it was a face mask they're calling. I think it may be here, Mark.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. We were kind of screened out from behind that.
Yes, it's a face mask against the Fire, so that's going to keep this drive alive. That'll be 15 yards. Now we got a second personal foul against the Cobras after the play. That's going to make it offsetting, and it's not going to make a difference here. It'll be 4th down.
That 72-6 score, by the way, that's a final.
Oh,
thankfully.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was going to say, no one has room for triple digits on a high school football scoreboard.
I don't know if I've ever seen a football scoreboard that could do that, unless it was a video game.
Exactly. All right, we got a personal foul face mask against the Fire. And that will be a first down. And then we have personal foul against the Cobras, and that'll be after the play. So they won't move the ball at all, but it'll be first down and 10 here for the Cobras.
So they will keep possession of the football with 9:30 to play.
Well, maybe they were going to move the ball.
Are they going to move it and then move it back?
I guess, yeah. They're going to do it officially. There's the first down. And now they'll do 15 yards for the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Just a little bit of extra work for our officiating crew.
Yeah, I figured they'd just leave the ball where it was and just point it down as first down and 10.
So
here we go.
Yep, now they're going to back it off 15 yards.
It's actually great officiating to do it proper. You don't see it very often.
Not all. No, you don't.
Are they going to do it again? There's a second. Okay, maybe not. I thought maybe there was another personal foul, but there is not. All right. Congratulations. First down and 10. There we go.
It looked like for a minute he didn't start from the correct spot, but we are ready for football. Clock rolls at 9:20 to play here in this first half of action. 14-0 Fire. Thompson on 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Safety showing pressure. Now he'll back off. They go underneath that, and a nice juggling catch by Eddie Edwards. He filled the gap where that safety started to creep up, and that's great communication from Edwards and, of course, the quarterback, David Thompson.
Yeah, and the decoy there by Eric Wallace on the outside of Edwards, letting him make the play. It looks like it might be going to Wallace. He kind of gets in the defender's way, kind of a motion pick type thing. And Double E comes up big with the first down play here for the Cobras.
There can't be a pick because that would be a penalty. That never. Okay, that's what I thought.
That was a motion pick.
I never saw that. That never happened because if there was no flag, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So it is a first down and 10 Cobras out to the 35-yard line. Is that like a moving screen in basketball?
Yeah.
Motion pick?
Yeah.
3 receivers go to the right. Calhoun tight to the formation in the
never
slot.
touched the player.
Especially if it's a Duke game. Never a moving screen.
No, never.
Thompson takes the snap, fakes the option, flings it out to the flat, and just a little too far out in front of Robertson. Incomplete, second down and 10. That farewell tour for Coach K comes to Columbus this year.
Oh, yeah?
In the Big Ten ACC shootout.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, huh? It's going to be weird. He's been a part of college basketball so long. I remember,
pretty much since I remember college basketball.
Exactly. Many people. I was going to say, I remember when he took over. That's scary. And now I'm watching him walk away. It makes me realize how old I am.
Well, we're right there with you. We're right there with you. Exactly 8 minutes to play in the half. Second down and 10 from the Cobra 35-yard line.
7th play of the drive here.
Twin receivers go to each side. Thompson, Carlisle in the backfield. Going to run that option read. Pitch it to Carlisle. Gets to the 35. Smacked and then is able to regain its balance and dive forward to the 36-yard line. Absorbed that hit, bounced off, and got an extra yard.
Really great effort there by Carlisle. He just didn't ever give up on the play. He knew once he got the ball, there was 2 Fire defenders on him. They make the hit. He just never gave up, kept his footing in front of him, and dove forward for that extra yard or 2 to prevent a loss on the play.
Now, this Fire team may be the hardest hitting team I've seen so far this year. Erie can bring it, but this team is right there with them.
Yeah, and this team seems to have it may be the quickest or the fastest defensive team we've seen this year, laterally, going left and right. They read the play correctly, and they usually have 2 or 3 players around the football, and that's really impressive.
So it's third down and 10 for the Cobras. They are going to say there was no gain on that play. With 7 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the first half. Cobras going to empty the backfield on third down and 10 with trips to the right. Single receiver, now 2 to the left. Thompson overlooking that Fire defense. Three-step drop with time. Avoids the rush. Swings it out to Carlisle on the flat and dropped the ball. And that'll fall incomplete at the 40-yard line. The ball and the defender arrive pretty much simultaneously, and the incompletion brings up 4th down.
Yeah, tough scenario there for Carlisle. Once he got into position to make the play, the defender, as we mentioned, going laterally left and right, this team is really quick. Got right on top of them. And now we get a 4th down situation. Unfortunately, this drive is going to stall, but it was one of their better drives. Started at the 2-yard line. They get all the way out to their own 35, but it took 8 plays in the process. They were actually running their offense, doing what they wanted to do during that time period.
I love the sportsmanship at the end of that play. Corey Beal put a nice shot on David Thompson just as he threw the football. Reached down, picked him up. They smacked helmets and ran back to their huddles. That's the part of football you love to see.
Exactly.
Now a whistle and a Cobra timeout with 6:34 to play here in the first half.
This is a tough thing in football when you have to use a timeout on 4th down. I know it's the first half, so your timeouts are not as, valuable as they are in the second half, but you hate using it when you're going to punt the ball away. Everyone knows you're going to punt the ball away. And if you do come out and try to do a trick play on 4th down, everyone knows because you called a timeout ahead of time. So it's a typical scenario, but sometimes emotions get high in the GDFL, and you just have to settle down and make sure everybody knows their assignments to get the play done properly.
And I think that's probably it. You look at the first couple of punt attempts, and they haven't gone well. And it's one of those, you got a timeout. You don't want to give them the short field, so maybe get on the same page and make sure the protections are right.
Yeah, and I think that's what Jesse's doing here. And when he's seeing the confusion, let me go ahead and use the timeout here, even though you would rather save it on defensive. Maybe if you had a chance to get a 3rd down and play to get your defense ready to get them off the field, to get your offense back on the field, hopefully before halftime. But in the same vein, you got to get this punt off. You've had trouble with the punting game the entire first half. You don't want to give the Fire the ball at your own 35-yard line because of a bad snap or a misassignment. You want to make them have the ball inside their own 30 if you're, best scenario.
Mike Tatum, the wide receiver for the Fire, going to drop back near his own 30-yard line. Robertson will punt for the Cobras. They'll bring in the receiver for some extra blocking from the right side wing. Snap, good. Nice kick this time. Robertson gets it away. It's going to take a Cobra roll to the 31-yard line. He'll hesitate, wait for some blockers, drop the football, back up all the way inside the 20, now inside the 15-yard line, reversing field to the outside, across the 35 and hammered out of bounds in front of the Fire bench at the 35-yard line. Coming up there, that's Robertson, who punted the football, who got downfield and made a nice hit.
Yeah, he did. He made a great play, especially when you had Tatum, who got the ball and kind of paused and let the play develop a little bit, and then waited for some of his blockers and reverse fields on everyone. He went from the left side all the way down to the right side towards the Fire's bench, and it was a great defensive play where they never lost possession and went right after the player and really made a nice play on it.
So 6:13 to play in the half. Fire with the football at their 35-yard line. Sun starting to fade behind the clouds. A nice orange sunset off to the outside. It's supposed to be beautiful next week.
Yeah, we'll be under the lights here in the next 25, 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful weather at least the next week. Into the 70s for the most part. I think the low 80s, the high we're going to get.
Wilson remains at quarterback. One receiver right. Trips to the left side. Fire taking their time. Wilson claps. Movement.
Yeah, we're moving on the right-hand side of the line there for the Fire. It's going to cost them 5 yards.
A 14-0 lead for the Fire in what's hasn't been a particularly clean game for a team that comes in 6-0.
No, they've made their mistakes today. Maybe it is getting on the bus and traveling the 4 hours plus up I-71 to play this game here, in Lakewood. But it has been an impressive showing here, and they seem to be just a little off their normal tempo of the ball game.
One receiver right, 3 to the left as one comes in motion out of the backfield into the slot side left. Cobra showing some pressure. Double clap that time from Wilson. Hands it to his tailback, running right up the middle across the 40, 45. Has a first down out to the 46-yard line to pick up of 16 yards on the run right up the middle for the Fire first down.
Yeah, Craig Sloan on that carry there for the Fire. He just really had great blocking in front of him, followed it, and then once he got into the defensive backs, was able to really just move upfield, picking up close to 20 yards on the play.
So first down and 10 for the Fire, who come right back to the line of scrimmage at the 5:35 mark of the first half. Movement up front, but they get the play off, hand it to the tailback, trying to bounce it to the outside across the 50, 45, and out of bounds. On the run, Craig Sloan, number 22, again on the carry.
Yeah, Sloan seems to have some nice speed. He was able to turn the corner on the left-hand side there, picking up yardage again, getting about 8-9 yards on the carry all the way out to the 45-yard line of the Cobras. And I think the Cobras are a little gassed right now, and they're going to have to kind of get ready for this next play. We're seeing the Fire really be able to execute on back-to-back plays.
So second down and 1 for the Fire. 2 receivers go to each side. Wilson has Sloan at the tailback spot on second down and 1. Fake it to him. Wilson to throw. Going to go downfield. Ball intercepted and overthrown to 25. Across the 30. Cuts back 35, 40, 45, 50. And down to the 46-yard line. That ball was overthrown and intercepted by the Cobras. Second Fire turnover of the first half.
Yeah, he just playing center field. It was Josh Grant, I believe, playing the ball there as he just kind of just waited for it. It was Wilson just overthrew his intended receiver, and behind him was the defensive back. He just made the catch and returned it over 35-plus yards. Beautiful run off to the catch, and sets up the Cobras for the first time today over on the Fire side of the field.
They're going to move the football nearest to the left hash at the 46-yard line of the Fire. Cobras 4:44 in this first half to go and the football.
Big opportunity here for the Cobras. They got a short field. After that turnover, they're only 46 yards away from the goal line. They're down 14. Really impressive importance of this drive to get some points going into half with only a little less than 5 minutes here to play in the second quarter.
So the Cobras break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. It's Edwards and Wallace to the right side. Calhoun and Robertson go to the left. Now they'll bring Eddie Edwards in nearest the formation for some extra protection for Thompson. Fire showing blitz. They'll run away from it. Toss to Calhoun to the outside. Was unable to avoid the second defender and was only able to get a yard out of that play. If he can make that defender miss in the open field, there's big yardage to the outside.
Yeah, Carlisle made a nice cut on that ball. Once he got it, and the defender, I believe it was the linebacker number 9, making a nice play there for the Fire. It really came in and prevented Carlisle from going deep.
Right back to action. Going to take a quick hitter downfield. That ball underthrown, intercepted by the Fire across the 40, 45. Escort down the sidelines. And what are they going to say? Flag. And the defenders kind of all pulled up as he ran that ball into the end zone.
Well, he must have stepped out of bounds around the 48-yard line or so. There's 2 flags down. There's one, I believe, at the 35, and I think there's one around the 48-yard line. It might be a shoe there. Not 100% sure. It could be one of the Fires with a yellow-tipped shoe. But there's at least one flag down around the 35-yard line where the Cobras side of the field is.
And that penalty looks like it's going to be on the Fire. And let me speak for all football announcers around the country. Yellow shoes should be not allowed.
Yeah, there's that second flag, Mark, around the 47-yard line on the Fire side of the field. So there was 2 flags thrown.
So this has turned into a huddle of officials that has now become a huddle of officials and coaches.
I'll take that back. Maybe it wasn't a second flag there. It might have been a player's wristband.
So the Fire coach was in the huddle. So Jesse Caldwell decided, well, if he's there, I'm going to make the walk across the field, and I'm going to join in on the conversation.
Yeah. Don't leave me out. We're telling me where dinner's at.
Sounds like a plan. Where is dinner at?
It's a good question. Swenson's by?
There's always a Swenson's by. Dave is nodding in the studio.
Yes, he is. That's why I said that. All right. So they're going to mark it off for, looks like, from midfield.
Yeah, they're going to back this football up. A personal foul on the Fire.
Yep. And the Fire will take over at their own 35-yard line, 15-yard personal foul.
So we exchanged turnovers, and now each team has turned the football over a pair of times here in this first half. The Fire will have the football at their 35-yard line and 4:03 to play.
Another challenging time here for the Cobras defense with just over 4 minutes here to play to try to keep this game right at where it is a 2-touchdown lead here for the Fire.
Wilson will work out of the pistol. Slot man goes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the double reverse. Has a couple of blocks, ran into his own offensive lineman, but bounced out across the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. He ran right up the back of big number 70. And two flags are now in on this play.
Yeah, that's the officials, I believe, trying to make sure they have control of this ball game here. A couple personal fouls, maybe assists, one each way. We'll have to wait and see. But Tatum got that ball. It looked like it was almost going to be a flea flicker, Mark, as he brought the ball up. Yeah, and then decided to keep it. So it was an interesting thing. I missed the call there, but it wasn't a personal foul against the Cobras. So first down is going to become out of that results plus 15 yards here for the Fire.
So they will move the football after the play into Cobras territory with 3:49 to play in the half and a 14-0 lead for the Fire.
Get a little chippy out there, and unfortunately when that chippiness happens, it costs you a lot of yardage and first downs and bad situations for your defense. You love the aggressiveness, but you got to have it under control and know when you can do it and when you can, and not cost your team 15 yards as often as has happened this year for the Cobras.
So they'll spot the football at the Cobra 42-yard line. Twinge to each side of the formation for Wilson. Takes the snap. Gives it to his tailback, then pulled it out of his belly and got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. And the Cobras had enough penetration in the backfield, Tim, that whether he kept it or gave it to the running back, there was no room to run.
Yeah, it was really just a decision that which one is better. Got a timeout here by the Fire, but you're right. It was a situation there where Wilson just had to try to pick one of two scenarios, and neither one was a good pick.
And the defensive front has played especially well. They've given up a couple of runs the last few plays, but they've also spent quite a bit of time in the second quarter on the field defensively.
Yes, they have, and that's where you get that chippiness and the exhaustion and maybe a little short temper where you get those extra flags against the defense here. And this is where this timeout actually could benefit the Cobras. Give them a chance to get some water, get some energy back, and get a play called here by the defensive coordinator and get guys thinking about what they need to do here on second down and 10. This, they're right in this ball game. I know it's 2 touchdowns, but they don't want to let it become 3 touchdowns here before half with just over 3 minutes here to play.
We'll go to the Imperial Glazing Concepts out-of-town scoreboard Major League Baseball version. 6-4, White Sox leading the Indians. Owen Miller with his first big league home run.
That's good to see the new second baseman contributing. Second base has been the position of power this year.
I feel like I'm watching Major League right now. Who are these guys?
Exactly.
Second down after the no gain on the run. Cobras showing some pressure. Wilson back to throw. Has time. Going to go down the seam. Underthrows another football. Actually, that one was overthrown. And incomplete at the 30-yard line. He's got a big arm. Sometimes he just loses control of the football.
Yeah, his release point is not as on target as it needs to be. He seems to be erratic with that at times. And when it releases it over top, it sails on him. Kind of like a pitcher with a fastball that goes out of the strike zone. He seems to be a little too tall at times. And when a couple of his interceptions were just that, overthrows of his intended receiver.
So it brings up third down and 10, 3:01 to play first half.
Make third down here for the Cobras. See defensively what they choose to do. See if they either show some heat or they bring the heat here on third down.
One receiver right, trips to the left side. Wilson has a running back to his right side.
They're going to bring the extras.
Wilson steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, gets across the 40 and stumbles down to the 39-yard line. And that's going to bring up fourth down. You would expect the Fire to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, and got to give Wilson credit. He's seen the splits coming from the left side. His offensive line did a nice job that he was let it came in, and he ran underneath it, rolled to his left, and picked up those 4 yards here, bringing up 3 yards, bringing up a fourth down, about 7 coming up here. But, again, manageable in the sense that you picked up a few yards here on third down.
So fourth down, just about 6 to go at the Cobra 39-yard line. Fire will go trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. That is big number 17, Jawan Smith, singled up.
He caught the touchdown pass earlier, so we have to pay attention to him.
Now we've got the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning on the field. We'll step aside as well. 14-0 Fire. 2 minutes to play first half here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessory. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamped colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Keep up on everything Cobras at ClevelandCobrasFootball.com.
Big fourth down play for the Fire, who send a man in motion, overload the outside, give it to the running back on the jet sweep. He's got blocking. He's got the first down across the 30 and dives down to the 25-yard line. They've showed a lot of that jet motion. This time the receivers, 3 of them to that outside, did a good job to block down, and he picked up the first down easily.
Yeah, Sloan did a nice job selling it, too. He came across slowly, and Wilson handed him the ball, and then he just turned on the Jets on that sweep. And once he was able to get to the corner and turn it, it was just going downhill for him.
So first down for the Fire. We approached 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Taking their time as they come to the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers to each side. Wilson with the running back. Sloan to the left side. Wilson to throw. Going to fire middle, and the receiver turned the wrong way. If he'd have turned towards the football, that would have been 6, but the incompletion brings up second down.
Yeah, Andy Allison was the intended receiver there, and if you're a Cleveland Indian fan, you might remember that name in the past. Not the same thing, but the same name. He went out to the left, and the ball went to the right.
Catcher, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought. That was, I was going to say back in the day when the Indians weren't good, but that day might be today.
I think we're reaching that point pretty quick here, and the White Sox are going to make sure that happens this weekend.
Yeah, if they sweep, it'll be an 11.5 game lead over the Indians.
Not a surprise.
No, well, they got rid of everybody.
They didn't have
not
much.
A Cubs fire sale, but pretty close.
Oh my! The Cubs fire sale was impressive. That was how you get the job done.
Second down and 10. Wilson, 3-step drop, time, firing, and that ball
knocked
was
away. Right?
Did he catch it? He caught it for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
It looked like the defender caught the football, but the receiver somehow was squeezed through for a fire touchdown.
What a delivery there by Wilson. A low pass down by the goal line. It looked like the Cobra defensive player just made a nice diving play on the ball and must have just got by him into the receiver's hand at the goal line as he rolled into the end zone for the touchdown. An impressive play there by the Fire.
Yeah, we were just talking about baseball. That was the Mike Wilson fastball. He really stepped up into that throw and delivered a dart.
He did. They'll go for 2 here, Mark.
Yeah, after the first kick attempt was no good, they're going to keep the offense out there. Wilson will bring the play in from the far sidelines. 1:08 to play here, first half. Fire set to go for 2, leading this game by 20. Wilson, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Takes the snap, going to fire the back shoulder fade, and that pass is going to be
picked off,
intercepted in the back of the end zone, so the 2-point conversion is no good. And with 1:08 to play in the half, the Cobras defense turns away the 2-point conversion and will get the ball back.
Yeah, and see what they can do with a minute 08 here to play in the first half. And trailing 20-0, you're going to need a big special team play here to set that up. Hopefully, you get a run back, but even if you just get it out to around your own 40-yard line, then you have a chance. You don't want to be deep inside your own 20-yard line on a change of possession on a kickoff. You want to take advantage of the special teams and hopefully, set yourself up for a potential to get some points here before half.
So the Cobras will get the football back as the Fire set to kick the ball away. And 2 returners go back deep. That looks like Robertson and Calhoun back for the Cobras. Cobras wrapping up the GDFL season here this evening. The Fire, 1 more game at home next week against the winless Lake Erie Explosion.
Well,
John Jackson, the wide receiver, trying to fire up the special teams before this kick. Jordan Spurlock, number 16, will handle the kicking. Low bouncing kick. Going to be picked up inside the 10-yard line. Outside to the 15. Cuts back, still on his feet, and then thrown down back near the 16-yard line. That is Jawan Carlisle on the return, and the Cobras, under a minute, will have the long field.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough scenario here. You almost in the point down 3 touchdowns here. Don't want to make a mistake here. I mean, you're better off just handing the ball off to Carlisle, see if he can break something or a quick piss, but you don't want to really stop the clock here. You want to get into halftime, regroup. You're going to get a ball in the second half and go from there. You're playing, like we mentioned, the number 1 team in the division and a 6-0 team. You don't want to give them easy points on the scoreboard at the end of a quarter or a half.
So the Cobras take over first down and 10 inside their own 20-yard line with this possession. Taking some time in the huddle. Well, back to the scoreboard here after this next play for the Cobras. Thompson working out of the pistol. 4 receivers in the formation. Going to run away from the trip formation, toss it to the running back that time on the run. And he's able to dance down to the 20-yard line on a first down.
Yeah, kind of just a quick lateral pass out to the left side. Hey, nice catch on the run. He was able to move inside and pick up some yardage as Calhoun on the reception there on that lateral pitch there from the quarterback, Thompson.
So under 30 seconds, we'll see if the Cobras elect to run one more play here in the first half as they come to the line with 23 seconds to go on the clock. Trips right, single receiver left side. Thompson looks back to the scoreboard, sees he's got 10 seconds to go in the half. Takes the snap, fakes the option. Now the loose ball on the turf as they fight for the football. And with no possession gain, we have come to the end of the first half. Before we take our half break, it's time for the Imperial Glazing Concepts out-of-town scoreboard. Let's go to the scoreboard. Rams 26, the Ohio Gladiators 22. That is a final. And the Ohio Phoenix 20, the Steel Valley Truth 12. Those two games are now also final scores here this afternoon and now into the evening. That was your scoreboard update brought to you by Imperial Glazing Concepts. Imperial Glazing Concepts specializes in aluminum storefronts, curtain walls, doors, windows, composite panels, glass awnings, and point support glass systems. For a free estimate, call 330-652-6277. At the half, it is the Columbus Fire 20, the Cleveland Cobra 0. We'll take a timeout here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and hole 55 bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly PGA professional staff available for instruction, along with 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross. Don't forget family fun night golf on Fridays and Saturdays for just $25. For details and tee times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is the Cleveland Cobras Football Network on Western Reserve Radio.
Halftime continues here at Lakewood Middle School. We are back at the Snake Pit, home of the Cleveland Cobras, who trail the Columbus Fire here at half by a score of 20-0. Each team has turned the football over 2 times here in the first half, and a couple of big plays here in that first half have led to that 20-point lead for the Columbus Fire here at the half, including a 61-yard touchdown pass that opened up the scoring. It has been a beautiful night for football here in Lakewood, dropped down to 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here tonight as the Cleveland Cobras wrap up the 2021 GDFL season. The Fire have one more game before they move on to the postseason, as they will host the winless Lake Erie Explosion in Columbus next week. Both teams have moved off to separate areas of the field in our shortened 10-minute halftime here in the GDFL. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for third quarter action here on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and it is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessories. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick, and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Miss an episode of By All Means, and you could miss a lot.
I have the sound up, and I appreciate the guys that do the work now. But it is with great appreciation I see what the guys do, not only the announcers, but also the players. So we've had wonderful playoffs. I mean, single, double, triple overtime games. It's been fantastic.
By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio and streaming live on westernreserveradio.com.
Listen to Grove City College football all season long right here on Western Reserve Radio. Play action for East with time down the field. Got him in stride. That's Drake. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cameron Drake. Give it to Schools across the 50. 45, 40. He's gone. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wesley Schools. Listen to head coach Andrew DiDonato and the Grove City College Wolverines all year long right here on Western Reserve Radio.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio.
Back here at Lakewood Middle School, 20-0 lead for the Fire here at the half. And Tim, we had an enlightening conversation with our referee who came up to the booth here at halftime, and he explained to me under his understanding there's a 10 o'clock curfew. So if we're still playing at 10 o'clock, and this is what he just told us, the game is over.
Yeah, and we've had a long first half here. So it leaves just a little over an hour here to play 2 quarters. Now, it can happen, but we're going to need really some running plays or the clock moving in such situation. It hasn't been really anything more than a lot of incomplete passes and a lot of penalties stopping the clock, which is what happens in a ball game, but it's only 20-0. But in the second half, won't be surprised if we see kind of a running clock. And in a situation like that. Now, the Cobras defensively has played a pretty good game here today. They've given themselves opportunities. They've created a couple of turnovers. They've also got the ball back over on downs once. But the problem here has really been the situation where the Cobras defense got behind. So the offense got behind the defense on the first play on the touchdown pass to Smith. And in the second half, it was the running game, really, or the second quarter, it was the running game that Sloan and the other running backs here for the Fire really made a difference on the scoreboard.
And the Fire, of course, and we've talked about this all year long, one of the big differentials when we get to the postseason is point differential. It's, one of the big tiebreakers, so they're looking to put up as many points as they can in every game the rest of the year with this game against the Cobras and then a winless Explosion team next week.
Yeah, and we just probably seen that up in Erie when they won their game 76-6 today. So it was a scenario that you're going to see teams take advantage of opportunities. And this is going to be an important scenario here for both teams. And obviously at home, the Cobras want to defend the snake pit and see what they can do here. Try to take that momentum that they had last week with the 33-0 win over the Explosion and continue it here. They're down 20-0. Offensively, they haven't been as successful as they need to be, but they've shown glimpses at times where they're able to pick up first downs and move the ball.
We're going to take a 30-second break, a station identification, and Tim will take us home on the play-by-play in the second half after this here on Western Reserve Radio.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
And welcome back here to Lakewood as we get ready for the second half of today's game with the Cobras and the Fire. Tim Continenza and Mark Means and Dave Ferris back at Mission Control in Struthers, Ohio, running the show here today. As we get ready here for the second half, the Cobras will kick off, and they'll be kicking off right to left on your device listening to today's game here on Western Reserve Radio.
Boy, that's really changed since we started calling games because you can't really say on your radio anymore since there are, I believe since Jim and Dave got going the last couple of years, about, 600 different ways you can listen to Western Reserve Radio.
Exactly. That's why I always say device now.
Yep.
Because it's just, hey, you could be on your laptop, you could be on your phone, you could be on your tablet, you could be in your car. I have no idea, but we're glad to have you aboard.
However you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. So the Cobras are going to tee it up at the 35-yard line. And the Fire getting ready here to receive the ball. Looks like it'll be Smith and Sloan deep to receive here for the Fire.
They might, and, I've been waiting to do this all night, but their uniforms might be the most Fire in the whole league.
Exactly. I agree with you.
I had that in the back pocket.
Just waiting to say it.
Right.
Yeah.
Here come the corny jokes from the game analyst.
And here's the kick. And it is going to be an onside kick, and it's going to get a nice high bounce, and the Cobra's going to have a chance to get it. And let's see, I think the Fire jumped on it at the 41-yard line. They got the bounce they were looking for, and just out of the reach of the couple of the Fire players, the Cobra player trying to get to the ball. But a good opportunity, good try. I mean, one of the more successful onside kick attempt tries that we've seen in a long time, especially with the new rules, Mark, that you can't move until the ball's kicked.
Yeah, it's made it almost virtually impossible to recover an onside kick at the professional level now.
Yeah, it really has. But the Fire will take over. First down and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Let's see if it will be Mike Wilson back at quarterback, or will they return to Darius Strickland here in the second half?
I believe we're going to have our first train this season, too.
Excellent.
I didn't even realize
train rolling here.
A train track back there.
Here it comes from the left by the scoreboard. Hey, nice to see you. All right. Players are also celebrating the entrance of the train. And I believe Strickland will be back at quarterback here. No, he's going to be a wideout. And it will be still Mike Wilson at quarterback here for the Fire. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Coop in the backfield along with Wilson to his right. They'll bring one in motion. They'll hand off to Coop, and he'll go left side. He'll cross across the 41 up close to the 45-yard line, picking up about 4 on the play.
Well, they've used different fronts, 3-man, 4-man, and the guys up front have played really well tonight.
Yeah, they've used a lot of different looks, too. Sometimes they're down on the ground. Sometimes they're in a 2-foot stance. Second down and about 7 coming up here for the Fire. They lead 20-0. We're just underway here in the third quarter. Strickland's the single receiver. He's out to the right. 3 receivers to the left. Shotgun in the spread offense here for Mike Wilson. The big man looks over the defense. They'll send 1 receiver in motion. They'll hand him off as they'll go outside. A nice defense there by the Cobras. As coming in making that play was Calhoun in the backfield back at the 39-yard line.
Andy Cote in there on the stop as well. And that's the second time we've seen them act like they was going to throw the football, and the Cobra defense there to make the stop in the backfield.
So that loss of 4 on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 11 coming up here for the Fire, just outside their 40-yard line. And the train has now left the field.
Was that the express train?
You never know.
It was moving.
Know. It was. Well, it was nice of them to give a little toot to us, too. A little horn running like that. Strickland dancing on the outside by himself here on the right-hand side. 3 receivers out to the left. Wilson looks over to defense and takes the snap. Oh, we have a clap and a false start on the left side of the line here for the Fire. That'll cost them 5, and now the Cobras will celebrate that success, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 16 coming up here for the Fire.
Yeah, they've shown some pressure coming from the outside and really forced, well, it's probably, 3rd or 4th false start penalty on the Fire tonight?
Yeah. I mean, even though they're down 20-0, the Cobras defense actually has played quite well here tonight. So the Fire facing a 3rd down and long. Here, just underway in the third quarter. Mike Wilson at quarterback will send 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He has Coop in the backfield to his left. Takes the snap. He looks downfield. He's going to fire left side, and he's going to complete it at the sticks and for a 1st down as he gets it all the way out to Andy Allison for that 1st down toss. About 18 yards in the process. Gets all the way down to the 45-yard line. Nice play, nice pass there by Wilson.
They found an opening in the Cobras defense. Receiver actually had sat in the spot and waited for the football. Was able to make a nice play on the sidelines and then gain a couple extra yards.
So 1st down and 10 now at the Cobras 45-yard line. They're going to switch it up this time with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Coop now on the right-hand side of Mike Wilson in the backfield. We have a timeout taken by the Cobras as they switch the field there, Mark. Kind of confused the defense. Defense not ready, and they take the timeout.
And they weren't properly aligned to match up with the 1-by-3 for the Fire. So rather than let somebody get beat deep, and it looks like one of the Cobras players coming up a little gimpy, too, going to come off the field. That looks like that's Cameron Scott, number 6, making its way to the sidelines.
Yeah. Not sure what transpired there. So 11:44 remaining here in the third quarter. And I guess it's a good time to take a 10-second station ID.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
11:44 to play here in the third quarter.
Ooh, that'll clear out the sinuses.
First down and 10. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Mike Wilson in shotgun here for the Fire. Takes the snap, a high snap. He juggles it and gets it off to Coop. Coop can't go nowhere, and he's tackled right at midfield and thrown down by a couple Cobra defenders making the play there.
It was Corey Stallworth coming up from his defensive line spot and just met the running back at the point of attack.
So loss of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 15 coming up here for the Fire. It's nice to be under the lights. Kind of get you ready for Friday Night Football coming here soon.
It almost has a little bit of that fall feeling tonight.
It does.
Can't complain about that.
Well, almost lined off sides, but they'll move back and recognize where the ball is at midfield here. And again, 4 receiver pattern, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap held by Wilson. It's a screen play to Strickland. Strickland takes it, goes to inside, down the numbers, out to the 40, cuts back inside, down to the 35-yard line for a first down catch and reception there, and run on the play there by Strickland.
They really used that bubble screen quite a bit because I will tell you one thing, give credit to the Fire receivers. They are good blockers.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. We do have an injured Cobra down here. Looks like it's number 5, Mark.
That is John Jacobs Jr., who is down on the field at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was one of the players that really got turned around on that bubble screen there, and may have ran into one of his own players in the process and twisted an ankle, or looks like it's lower foot area they're working on, and we'll find out more here in a little bit. But that was an impressive play, as you mentioned there, getting the ball quickly out to Strickland, who started the game at quarterback, now at wideout, making a nice play there, and using his speed and his vision to go downfield, picking up that first down on a 2nd down and 15 there for the Fire.
Versatility is key in this league. You never know who's going to be able to play week in and week out, and having different players fill in at different roles can lead to a lot of success.
So be first down and 10 coming up here for the Fire at the 34-yard line of the Cobras. Just over 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Just joining us, the Fire lead the Cobras 20-0. Mike Wilson at quarterback in shotgun. Again, 4 receiver set. Takes a snap and he'll run a pitch to the left side. This time he's going to throw. He drops the ball. He picks it back up, and he's tackled in the backfield for a deep loss all the way back to the 45-yard line. As that was a Mike Tannum on the pitch, and it looked like, again, it was going to be a quarterback-type scenario where he was going to become the quarterback to throw the ball, but was unable to do it.
Yeah, I've tried that play 3 times, and they've all been variations of a broken play. Also good to see John Jacobs, who was down on the previous play, back up and back in the formation defensively for the Cobras.
So after that big loss, it'll bring the ball back out to the 45-yard line of the Cobras, and it'll be a 2nd down and 21 here for the Fire. Big Mike Wilson at quarterback. He'll send 2 receivers left, 2 right. Coop in the backfield to his left. Takes the snap. He's looking left side, now down the middle. Foes right side, going deep for a player into double coverage and throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And that will bring up a third down and long here for the Fire.
And too much on the throw, but that's, if you're Mike Wilson, that's where you want that throw. Either your receiver's going to make the play on the ball or nobody is.
Yeah. So it brings up a third down and long here for the Fire. $8:53 here to play.
One thing we really haven't talked much about, when you see that Fire offensive line come to the line of scrimmage, they have to be one of the bigger across the entire GDFL.
You are correct. We didn't talk much about that. And they're tall. They're not just big. I mean, these guys are over 6 foot, each one of them. So Wilson looks over to defense as he sends 4 receivers in pattern. 2 left, 2 right. He's back to pass. Jumps pass down the middle. He has a man open and falls incomplete as he was tackled as the ball arrived. Nice defense there by the Cobras at the 20-yard line as the intended receiver was Allison.
I mean, the Fire bench calling for a flag, but as you said, the coverage, the contact and the ball kind of all arrived about the same time. So it's 4th down and long for the Fire.
Imagine they'll go for it here, even though it is a long scenario, but you're across the 50, you're up 20 points, and you're looking to score as many points as you can for playoff implications here for the Fire. So I imagine the offense will stay on the field, but I may be wrong.
They're going to punt for the first time, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to bring the special team on. Got to watch for a fake punt here. I mean, it sets it up so much, doesn't it, Mark?
It does. It's the perfect opportunity, especially where they are on the field.
Exactly. So even though it is a long 4th down play, this will be interesting to see what they choose to do here. Single safety back to return here for the Cobra is Calhoun.
There's really no personal protector for the punter here, so we'll have to see what they choose to do.
2 gunners, 1 left and right, and then 2 wing guys. They're high snap. They're going to punt the ball away. They're going to kick it off, and it will bounce inside the 20, hit the Fire player in the back, and it will be picked up. Actually, it will go to a stop around the 10-yard line. So they should mark this around the 15 where it hit the Fire player in the back of his on his route to the ball. So 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Cobra. It's around the 15-yard line.
Still a little surprised they elected to punt the football there. You know, you've got a 3-score lead. You're looking for points in the point differential, and you're in the opposition territory, and they kicked it away.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising. Then again, maybe it was an opportunity to get that practiced in case you need it down in the future. And like you mentioned, they still have one more game to play. This is the final game of the season here for the Cobras in 2021. 8:34 here to play in the 3rd quarter, 20-0. Fire leads the Cobras. Cobras 1st down and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Cobras will send 4 receivers in pattern, 2 left, 2 right. David Thompson at quarterback. Carlisle to his right in the backfield. They're going to run the option going right side. They're going to pitch it out wide, and it'll get across the 15 up to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. Nice pickup on 1st down here for the Cobras.
And we talked about how good of blockers the Fire receivers are. The corners are just as good at tacklers, not afraid to come up to the line of scrimmage and make plays defensively.
Yeah, their speed going laterally has really been impressive. And you can see that's why this defense has only given up 6 points the entire season. So 2nd down and 7 coming up here for the Cobras. Just under 8 minutes here to play in the 3rd. They'll send 4 receivers in pattern. Stacked I on the left-hand side. Twins on the left. Here's the snap. They're going to throw across, and it's going to be a quick pass. It falls incomplete. Kind of an option play there, Mark, where he rolled to his right, pulled up, and tried to hit the slot receiver, and just was a little too far in front of him.
I'm going to put you in the Wayback Machine. That kind of reminds you of the old Syracuse freeze option that they used to run back in the, early to mid-'80s.
Yeah, you're right.
Get defenders to over-pursue, and then either have an opportunity to run the football, Donovan McNabb,
right,
or throw it downfield to, was it Kevin Johnson?
May have been.
Who also played quarterback for Syracuse before being converted to a receiver for the Browns.
Exactly.
We are old.
We already let the cat out of the bag. There's nothing we can do. Third down, about 7 coming up here for the Cobras. Here's the snap, and his quick throw is almost picked off as Thompson was under pressure, let it go, and hit the defender. Looked like the linebacker right in the hard part in the hands, and he drops it.
Trying to get a number on that. It was 18, John Jackson, who also goes as a receiver on the other side of the field, and worst place to hit him, right between the hands.
Yeah. Well, fourth down coming up here for the Cobras. Well, he's saying this when you're down 20-0, it's only the third quarter, but half the quarter's over. Your quarterback's usually your punter, but might as well take a shot at it. I mean, it's 4th down and 7. It's a long way to go, but it's not like you're going to get any closer. And it looks like that's might be the choice here. He might just leave it into the hands of Thompson if he believes he can get the one-step punt off, get it off. Otherwise, run a play. So Thompson takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's in trouble. He rolls to his right. He'll fire on the move, and he throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And the Fire will take over an excellent field position at the 18-yard line of the Cobras.
Imperial Glazing Concepts Major League Baseball scoreboard, a 5-run sixth by the Indians, gives them an 8-6 lead as they bat in the top of the 7th.
See, all those trades are going to pay off. We're going to get some offense for the first time this year.
No. A lot of the new guys in the lineup, too. Miles Straw making his first appearance for the Indians after being acquired from the Astros. Has yet to get a hit, but he's there.
Yeah. Miller had the home run you mentioned, right?
Trying to see if my box score will load. I'll see if they've had any more.
So 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Fire at the 18-yard line of the Cobras. They take over on downs. They lead 20-0 with 7:17 here to play in the third quarter. Wilson comes to the line. He's split by 2 backs. 1 receiver left, 1 right. Takes the snap, hands off to Sloan. Sloan up the middle, flags down as he crosses the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. We have a false start against the offense, so this is going to be negated and come back 5 yards back here for the Fire on 1st down.
Rosario, his 6th, Miller, his 1st, and Austin Hedges, his 5th. So they've gone deep 3 times, but it was not a good start for Tristan McKenzie, to say the least.
Talk about an up and down season for the young man. Not just hit a Columbus and Cleveland, but every time he takes the mound, you just don't know if you're going to get 5 innings or 1 inning out of the man.
One of the linemen cramping up a little bit for the Fire, being stretched out by his teammates, will hold up play.
So yeah, we didn't have a chance to talk about your thoughts on the Indians' moves here at trading deadline.
I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. They made moves 5 players off the 40 and all those trades. Saved a lot of money for a team that's already last in the major leagues in payroll. And then top it off, you lose your manager for the rest of the year. Yeah. And you know what? No fault there because Tito's having his hip replaced. He has to have a metal rod put in his foot. Unfortunately, I say we may have seen the last of Terry Francona as the Indians manager, and he's, 4 or 5 wins shy of breaking the all-time wins record.
You know what? As crazy as it sounds, he gets credit for all the wins that the interim manager gets.
He does?
He's interim manager. He's not the manager.
So DeMario Hale does not get the wins.
Just like last year when Sandy was the manager for all those games, same thing. Your manager gets credit for any wins or losses that interim manager has.
So a baseball question that I don't know, what happens then if your manager gets thrown out in, say, the 3rd inning? Does the bench coach get the win, or does the manager still get that win too?
He gets credit for the win.
So as long as he's manager, whether he's physically there or not, he gets the win.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a strange rule, but it's been in part of baseball for many years.
Baseball having strange rules. Who'd have thought?
Who would think? Yeah.
Who'd have thought the Pirates would have a higher payroll than the Indians?
Yeah. Well, the Indians actually needed to move all those players off the 40-man roster because they have a lot of young players that they need to protect this coming off season. And I think that was the main reason. And some of the ones that they got back, like, Sandoval obviously was a no-brainer. They were never going to have him on the roster.
That's what I didn't understand. You traded a player in cash for another player and then cut that player.
Yeah.
So you basically said, we're going to pay you to take this guy off our roster. That sounds like an NBA move.
It really was. In a lot of ways, it was.
We don't want to pay you the remaining of his salary for the final 2.5 months of the season.
Yeah, we'll save $1 million if you take him now. We'll pay the other $1 million, I guess.
That is an NBA-type move.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave it to Cleveland. The Indians are usually unique, or the Guardians to be.
That is, yeah. And who knows with the young pitching, if any of it will be back this year.
Yep. All right, here we go. Back to ready to play here. On 1st down and 15, Wilson split by 2 backs. They'll bring Strickland in motion. They'll hand off to Sloan, and Sloan is going to be gobbled up as he hits the line of scrimmage. And it will be brought down for a small gain. Bring up 2nd down and about 14 coming up here for the Fire.
Yeah, it's big Corey Stallworth, who has had an outstanding game on the defensive line tonight for the Cobras. They've had trouble blocking him all night.
Yeah, it's been a night. Like I said, the defense has really performed well under the circumstances they've been given. Look at this. I mean, this drive started at their own 18-yard line. And here we are in 2nd down and 15. So Wilson, again, split by 2 backs. 1 receiver left, 1 right on 2nd down and 15. He'll hand it off again to his back, and he'll go forward. He'll get some momentum, crosses the 20, and it's brought down back around the 17, 18-yard line. They'll get back the 5 yards they lost on the penalty and bring up 3rd down and about 10 coming up here for the Fire.
Needing some points for the differential, I thought the Fire would be much more aggressive offensively than they've been in this quarter.
Yeah, it seems like they're content, which is surprising. But they maybe want to try to kind of lull them in to hit them here in the corners. So watch for a fade pattern here to the corners. One of the receivers, Strickland, a tall guy, will be out to the right side. And it is Juwan Smith, who's out to the left, who caught the first touchdown pass of the ball game here for the Fire. Again, split by backs. Wilson takes the snap, and he fakes a handoff, throws down the middle, has a man at the 5, caught and brought down inside the 5 by the 1-yard line. And I don't know if I have a number 83 on my list.
It's Mark Ratliff, the tight end, the first time he's been used all night.
Yeah. In the slot, actually on the side, and on the left-hand side, a beautiful play call here by the Fire, and they get it 1st down and goal inside the 5.
You mentioned, trying to take a shot to the edges to take advantage of their size. Well, they for the first time ran a little arrow route down the middle from the tight end, who just turned, squared up, and found himself wide open.
Yeah, and now, unfortunately, we have another player for the Cobras down, but he's just got help to his feet, so he'll come to the sidelines. But it'll be 1st and goal coming up here for the Fire with 4:28 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like Carlisle, who was in there defensively on that series, coming off the field.
Again, Wilson will be split by 2 backs. There's one receiver left and right. That is Smith to the left and Strickland to the right. Handoff goes to Sloan, and Sloan gets his helmet knocked off in the backfield. And now the flag is going to come out, but a big hit there by the Cobras defense coming in on that play.
That flag, although it may be accurate, was definitely late. It came out well after the play was over.
Yeah, I think the official had trouble finding his flag there. Well,
waiting for the indication.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely against the Cobras, so it's going to go half the distance that way, and it'll be first down, right? Personal foul, face back against the Cobras. And it will be another first and goal coming up here for the Fire.
Yeah, that indication a little confusing. He gave the face mask indication. He also gave the horse collar indication. So
I guess both.
If you can tackle the face mask and make a horse collar tackle, that's
from
impressive.
behind, and the other one's ripped off the helmet, I guess. I don't know. Well, now the ball's inside the 1. First and goal here for the Fire. Just under 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Let's see if they go underneath center with the big quarterback and just follow him through. No, they're going to put him in shotgun. So Wilson split by 2 backs. Takes it, and the ball's going to be loose as is a bad snap. He'll fall on it around the 3-yard line. And I'll bring up second down and goal here for the Fire.
Again, that defensive front has played exceptionally well today, and they continue to get penetration into the backfield.
Yeah. And the Fire just kind of misfiring with opportunities. A team that mentioned that they wanted to score as many points as they possibly could. This is the second time they've had great field position and have struggled to get into the end zone here in the third quarter. So Wilson split again by backs on second down and goal from the 3. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off. He'll go right side and will get into the end zone. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Flag is down.
That was a new back. That was Dion Johnson, who's a much bigger back who got that carry.
I think it's a touchdown, but I haven't seen an indication yet. Have you?
No.
Well, the officials are going to talk it over, so there might have been a movement or something on the offense here that's going to negate this play. I believe that may be the case here, Mark.
And the big nameless offensive lineman, number 70, who's not on our roster, taking a seat on the field, taking a little break.
Yeah, might as well. It's a long evening. But it's a nice, comfortable evening. And it is going to be against the offense. And they'll cost them 5 yards. I'm not sure what the call was, Mark. Aiding the runner. Okay.
The old Reggie Bush push.
Yes.
It's legalized at college level, but not at the NFL.
Yeah. So they'll move the ball back out to just outside the 5-yard line. So we're down under 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the third. And it is second down and goal from just outside the 5 here for, let's call it the 7-yard line, actually, for the Fire. Yeah, okay. Officials are going to remark the ball here. Yeah, let's call it the 7-yard line.
Single coverage up top in this formation with a big receiver set up for a potential back shoulder fade.
So Wilson in the pistol will take the snap. He'll fake the handoff. He's looking right side. He's going to roll that way. He rolls on the run, fires to the end zone, and it's going to fall incomplete. And I'll bring up a third down and goal coming up here for the Fire from the 7-yard line.
That's good backside pressure from Andy Code, forcing Wilson to throw the ball before he wanted to and just off the hands of the intended target. And now we've got a Fire timeout.
Let's take a break. You're listening to GDFL football on Western Reserve Digital Radio.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamped colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stonework, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Keep up on everything Cobras at ClevelandCobrasFootball.com.
Minute 40 remaining here in the third quarter. The Fire leading the Cobras 20-0, but the Cobras defense are up against a 3rd and goal here for the Fire at the 7-yard line.
And the touchdowns today have been, bigger chunk plays. They've done a pretty good job defending the short yardage field throughout the evening.
Yeah, the red zone has been well represented here defensively by the Cobras. All right, Wilson will take the snap in the pistol. He'll have one running back to his right. He's back to pass. He rolls that way. He fires into the end zone. It's going to fall incomplete. And no flags on the play. And it'll bring up 4th down and goal.
Definitely some contact. John Jacobs Jr., who's played well in the secondary tonight there to deflect the football.
Intended receiver is Jawan Smith again, coming over the middle. So here we go. 4th down for the Cobras. Like we mentioned all night long, the defense, other than a couple small mishandled plays like that one where they got behind them on the deep touchdown pass to Smith, has played well here tonight. See if they can come up one more time here to keep the score just a 3-touchdown lead here for the Fire. Deep huddle, all the way back behind the 20-yard line, Mark.
Trick play's coming. They backed up. They don't want anybody to hear it.
That's right. Got to make sure you get all your steps in for the big guys.
There's some big guys out there.
They are.
Number 60 is a large man, but has played really well.
Yeah, he has. All right, here we go. 4th down and goal. Mike Wilson in the pistol. 3 receivers in the set. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. He's back to pass. He's going to roll right. Wilson with the ball. He's going to keep. He fires on the move. Finds a man deep in the end zone. Touchdown. Nice play there by Wilson as he rolled to his right, bringing the defense with him, threw across his body underneath the goalpost for the touchdown.
That looked like, was that Strickland in the back of the end zone, just getting the 2 feet down?
I think you were correct. So there's the first touchdown of the second half to increase the lead to 26-0 with 1:27 here to play in the third quarter. Now, I imagine they'll probably go for 2 here.
They have every opportunity since their first touchdown where they were unable to convert the extra point.
Yep. They'll head towards the houses, and they'll go for 2. So Wilson will adjust his helmet as they get ready for this 2-point play here. They'll send 1 receiver out to the left, 2 to the right. Again, in the pistol is Mike Wilson. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes back to pass, looks right, throws across the middle, and incomplete? Yeah, I think it was. I don't see anybody showing it, hands raised, so incomplete, and the score remains 26-0 with 1:27 here to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's a bit of a dark spot right in that back corner of the end zone, and it made it difficult to really see who had the football right between was it the A and the N?
Yes, for the Rangers here for the Lakewood.
The purple and gold.
Yes. The Alumni Foundation Stadium here. Looking at the scoreboard. So the Cobras in the snake pit, being snake bitten here right now, 26-0.
I said it would be a second half of puns and fun, and it has been that so far.
So the Cobras will get this kickoff here. We'll see if they'll try an onside kick. We've seen that happen a little too often here in the GDFL. Here we go. Here's the kick, and there's the onside. And there's the recovery by the Cobras at the 47-yard line. So not a big surprise. And nice defense or special teams there by the Cobras.
Sorry, did it even travel the proper distance?
35 across the 45, yes.
Okay. It's with the rule changes, it's so difficult
to double check. Exactly. And Cobras special teams were ready for it. They only had about 4 or 5 guys up, but they were spread in a perfect position to recover that onside kick attempt. So they'll get excellent field position here. See if the Cobras can get on the scoreboard. They're only 47 yards away from the goal line. So David Thompson, number 4 at quarterback here for the Cobras, has had a up and down day. He's thrown a couple of interceptions, but has moved the ball at times here for the Cobras. They'll send 5 receivers in pattern, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, as they go right to left on your device here tonight. With 1:25 remaining here in the third. Thompson takes the snap. He's going to do a quarterback keep, and he goes up the gut. He'll get right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just shy of the line of scrimmage by about a half yard. And he'll bring up 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Cobras.
Thompson just trying to take advantage of a little crease to slip through and get some extra yardage, and was just able to get back to the line.
4 receivers this time apparent. Now they're going to bring the Carlisle into the slot. So all 5 out, 2 to the right, 3 to the left. High snap. Thompson gets it, and the ball's going to be deflected as he makes the pass, and he's going to get knocked down after the play. So roughing the passer is going to give the Cobras a 1st down.
Just a little too much on the contact after the football was released. And the easy 15 right there.
Yeah, they'll bring the ball inside the 35-yard line here for the Cobras. So 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Cobras. See what Jesse and the gang can come up with here on the offense on 1st down and 10.
They'll bring the football all the way to the 32-yard line, and an opportunity to put some points on the board here in the final seconds of the third.
40 seconds remaining on a moving clock here in the third quarter. 26-0, the Fire lead. Thompson will send 4 receivers in pattern, 2 left, 2 right, and he'll have Carlisle to his left in the backfield. Takes the snap, and he fakes a pump, and he rolls to his right. He's in trouble, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. Never had a chance to get that one off there, Mark, as that defense was all over Thompson on that play.
Corey Beal came up and was able to chip off of a block and got him in the backfield for the sack.
And we've played 3 here in Lakewood as the Cobras trail the Fire 26-0 after 3. We'll take this time out. You're listening to Western Reserve Digital Radio and the GDFL football.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and hole 55 bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly
Thank you.
PGA
We got about a
professional
minute, I
staff
imagine.
available for instruction, along with 36 challenging
22
holes
minutes to the
designed by
hour, eh?
legendary Donald Ross.
Are we
Don't forget
Canadian now,
family
eh?
fun night golf
We've been
on
watching
Fridays and
too much
Saturdays for
Olympics,
just
eh?
$25.
Exactly.
For details
Reading
and
too
tee
much, too.
times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to
So what are you going going to do with your goal? He traded to Chicago.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in
today.
and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Keep up on everything Cobras at clevelandcobrasfootball.com.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I knew it was going to happen. DeBoer has something. 15 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter. 26-0 Fire leads the Cobras, but the Cobras on second down and 15 from the 40-yard line of the Fire here. David Thompson will take the snap in shotgun. He's back to pass. He falls right side, has a man deep, going for Calhoun. It's going to be picked off at the 5-yard line. He's not touched down. He's going to bring it back across the 15 to the 20 to 25. I heard a whistle, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, I believe, around the 30-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Fire at the 30-yard line. And that pass was just a little underthrown there, trying to get Calhoun down the sideline.
Yeah, the throw, he had him open, but was a small window. Need just a little more air on that throw, and that had been a touchdown for number 3.
So the Fire will take over first down and 10 at their own 30 on the interception.
There's a lot of milling around after this change of possession.
Yeah. Well, we'll see exactly what transpires here. Everybody gathers both on their side of the ball. The offense is huddling up. The defense is moving towards the line of scrimmage. 14:47 remaining here. And here comes the Fire out of the huddle. A couple coaches need to get off the field. Let's see if that happens. Both sides now on the sideline. All right, here we go. I think it's Strickland now at quarterback, Mark.
It does look like they've gone to Strickland, the multi-purpose athlete.
He takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking down the middle. He's going to fire down the middle. Has a man open. He juggles it, makes the catch. And Smith at the 45. Breaks the tackle, moves outside to the 50, down to the right sideline to the 40, and is knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. And a big play there by Jawan Smith after the catch here for the Fire.
Man, he's a big, strong target. And you look at their two outside receivers, they're probably both, 6'3", 6'4", going to be able to go over the middle and make plays. And he thought he was going down. He was able to fight through the tackle and gain extra yardage.
And now a post-play unsportsmanlike foul, probably against the Cobras here, as the flag is down around the 37, 38-yard line. Oh,
it's on the Fire.
So that's going to mark him up 15 yards. So I'll put the ball back at midfield.
The Fire, they've played well this afternoon, but when you expect to see a team coming in 6-0, you expect just a little more crisper football than we've seen today.
Yeah, their tempo has been erratic, to say the least, throughout the game. So Strickland back at quarterback, back to pass. He's going to fire quickly out to his running back. He'll drop the ball, and he'll pick it back up. And now the whistles come down. I think they were going to call that a lateral there, Mark.
And Corey Stallworth from his defensive line spot came up and made that play. And he has been by far the defensive standout on the field all night long for the Cobras.
And Rodney Coop was the intended receiver on that play. So second down, about 14 coming up here for the Fire. They'll huddle up here. That's another thing that surprised me is that there's the tempo of the game. Yeah, both teams huddling up, trying to get everything right. You think under the spread offense, you could come to the line of scrimmage and make some calls.
Yeah, we haven't seen that at all from the Fire. And so both teams have really taken their time in the huddle, want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. 4 receivers in pattern. They're going to bring one receiver from the right to the left side. So single to the right, 3 to the left. Here's the snap. Fake handoff to Sloan as he rolls with him back is Strickland. He's under trouble. He's going to move over with the ball. He's going to make a move, crosses midfield, and slides down awkwardly at the 43-yard line.
Now he would have been able to pick up the first down, but the spot is where the slide begins, so he's still a couple yards shy of picking up the first down and brings up third.
Third down and about 2 here for the Fire at the Cobras' 42-yard line. Strickland takes the snap. He looks over the middle. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking to dump the ball, and Cobras are there, and he bounces off. One throws down middle. He's going to complete it around the 30-yard line. He's going to find his receiver, Smith, at the 29. Amazing catch. Going across body was Strickland, and finding Smith for a big first down play.
He split the 2 Cobra defenders, and to throw off your back foot, cross body on the run, that is an impressive throw.
11 minutes, 40 seconds on a moving clock here in the fourth quarter. 26-0. The Fire leads the Cobras. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Strickland looks over to defense. Takes the snap. He's going to quickly get it out to Cooper, and he throws a little too far in front of him, falls incomplete.
And neither quarterback has really shown a lot of touch, but it does seem like the difference when Strickland's in the game, if the play breaks down, he's able to make something of it much more than Wilson is, just with his speed.
Yeah, just the body types. I mean, obviously Strickland's much taller and more athletic than Wilson, but Wilson just really seemed to have better grasp maybe of the offense and what the design is between the two. But I agree with you. It's Strickland brings that athleticism to the position that Wilson doesn't for the Fire. So 4 receivers out, 2 left, 2 right. In shotgun is Darius Strickland. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off. Big gutter up the middle. Across the 25, down close to the 22-yard line goes Holloway.
Robert Littlejohn with a big hit into the shoulder of the Fire running back to drive him to the turf and bring up third down.
So another big gainer there for the Fire. They keep it on the ground here. We're under 11 minutes here to play in the fourth. Again, 4 receivers in set, 3 in a bunch on the left-hand side. A single, that is Smith on the right. Strickland takes the snap. He bobbles it now, throws across for Smith. Smith makes the catch inside the 5 into the goal line. Touchdown. Jawan Smith into the end zone from Strickland for the touchdown.
That bunch formation to the opposite side forced the safety to rotate to that side of the field, setting up a one-on-one matchup to the top, and they completely took advantage of that matchup.
Yeah, Smith was wide open, just cut inside the defender, and Strickland laid it right in there for the touchdown. So they'll go for 2 now, up 32-0. Nice design to that play. So Strickland comes in at quarterback here in the fourth quarter and leads the Fire for a touchdown. They'll send 3 receivers to the right. One running back to the left of Strickland in the backfield. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off, and it's fumbled in the backfield, picked up by Strickland. He'll throw into the end zone. I think he has a man open, and did he catch it? Yes. No, incomplete. Incomplete. They're going to say, I see a flag down. I believe offside against the defense, but they're going to decline that. And, well, was it good? It was good. Okay. It's 34-0. All right.
There's a couple of dark spots that make it kind of hard to tell whether he completed the football. And I waited for the back judge to make an indication that I just didn't see.
I don't know. Weird. Needless to say, 34-0 is the score, and 10-18 here to play.
Yeah, it's been a couple of scoring drives the last few possessions for the Fire that have really opened up this score with their 2 touchdowns late third and now here in the early stages of the fourth quarter. And just from an observer's perspective, this offense, I think, flows a lot better with Strickland in at the quarterback spot. If they need to throw the ball, Wilson might be the better option, but just collectively as an offense, he seems to kind of make it more threatening when he's on the field.
Yeah, he's just another dimension that he really can use, and his ability to move left and right with the ball. I mean, we've seen him catch the ball and do that too when he played at wideout. So, yeah, you can see just the multifacets of their offensive scheme with both quarterbacks and how successful they can be using the two uniquely different but very successful quarterbacks here for the Fire. So here comes the kick from the 35, and it's a booming kick, and it's going to hit inside the 5 and take a high bounce, picked up there, as they're going to run a reverse, and they lose control of the ball, and the Fire is going to pick it up and drop it, and I believe a Cobra player jumped on it around the 3-yard line. So they try to run a reverse, and the pitch was not what would you call perfect, and the Cobras had trouble with it and fumbled it back inside the 5-yard line.
And they just did get a 12th man off the field. Number 25, Dwayne White Jr., was just pulled off in time before the kick by one of the defensive coaches.
Wow. Well, Cobras back at their own 3-yard line after that kick. Just under 10 minutes here to play. Let's see. Tough scenario.
Forgot the tee. Someone's going to have to sprint out there and get it.
Yeah, he's going to re-kick it. No. He was thinking about it, though. Looks like he might kick the tee.
Yeah, it depends on how the kickoffs go.
Yeah.
That one went over the head of the returner.
Yeah. All right, first down and 10 here for the Cobras. At their own 3-yard line. 9:25 on a moving clock here in the fourth quarter. That's 9:51 on your
device?
Yes, on your device as we're getting close to that 10 o'clock hour. We'll see if the game continues or not in the next 9 minutes. 9 minutes on the clock, so if it rolls out, we'll be perfect. Here's the snap. They're going to run the jet sweep, and he'll cut it upfield. He has room across the 10-yard line, and he's brought down around the 12. Nice run there for the Cobras.
Jerron Robertson, number 1, showing off his speed and ability to want to run it between the tackles.
We're going to say he was down at the 10 and bring up a second down and about 3 coming up here for the Cobras. It's one thing they have been successful running the ball at times. They just seem to abandon the rush game a few times during the game. When they have run the ball, they found some success.
Not in your traditional running formations, but they have run the ball well.
Yeah. Thompson will take the snap. He'll bring one in motion. Again, this time they'll run the option the opposite way on a counter, and he'll cross the 15-yard line. And no flag after the play as he was knocked out of bounds after he crossed the sidelines. Should be a enough for a first down, I imagine. Should be around a 16, 17-yard line. There goes the sticks.
Yeah, he's someone to look forward to in the future, Juan Carlisle, in this offense. He's a guy you need to get him touches and get him the football because
you got to be creative.
He's got the ability.
Yeah, you got to be creative with him, like you said. Use him on a jet sweep. Use him on a counter sweep, like what they just did there. Get him the ball on quick passes from Thompson and others. I think that is going to be key. Can you use some of your players that can make plays and use them multiple facet ways?
I'd love to see him run some wheel routes out of the backfield, too.
So Thompson standing around his 10-yard line in the backfield. 3 receivers in pattern. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Now, Thompson back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire. Has a man open around the 25-yard line. Makes the catch. And he'll pick up about 7 or 8 on the play.
Yeah, look like, is that number 8? Is that Tim Stevens on the reception?
I believe it was. So down to 6 minutes, 20 seconds on a moving clock here in the fourth quarter. The Cobras started this drive at their own 3-yard line. Now out to the 24-yard line. Thompson directing traffic. He'll send 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Carlisle in the backfield to his right. They'll bring Robertson in motion, and he's back to pass. He's under trouble. He's going to be brought down. The play never had a chance to develop as the Fire were all over that play.
Yeah, Mark Ratliff, who caught the touchdown at the end of the third quarter as the tight end came free and made the play in the backfield.
And that sack takes the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13 here for the Cobras. Down to 5 minutes, 15 seconds on a moving clock here in the fourth quarter.
The Fire has rotated a lot of different defensive ends in, but they have a good combination of speed, size, and depth at that front.
Yeah, they brought out close to 40 players here today. I mean, it was a nice...
We were wondering when we were setting up shop for the game because they didn't have a lot of players here, and then they all showed up together.
Yeah. So Thompson looks over to defense here on 3rd down and long. Takes a high snap and he'll hand it off. He'll break a tackle as Carlisle crosses the 15 and gets close to the 20-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 or 6 on the play. A nice run there by Carlisle.
Yeah, really the first time a traditional just kind of straight handoff to Carlisle, and he took what looked to be a play that would be dropped in the backfield into a nice gain.
Yeah. I mean, when he's given the ball, he's made some nice plays. Down under 4 minutes here to play in tonight's game. 4th down and about 7 here for the Cobras at their own 20-yard line. So Thompson will look over to defense. He'll send 2 receivers left, 2 right. Carlisle will be to his right side in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. On his 3-step drop, he's under pressure, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. And once again, they'll turn the ball over on downs. And let's take a timeout for a station identification. You're listening to Western Reserve Digital Radio.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
So the Fire will take over on 1st down after the turnover on downs. Ball will be at the 15-yard line of the Cobras, and we're down under 2 minutes, 45 seconds on a moving clock here. One last opportunity for the Fire to get on the scoreboard. They lead 34-0.
Looks like they will continue with, as they have for the last few possessions, with Strickland remaining at quarterback.
So Smith will be the receiver out to the right. Allison will be the receiver far to the left. And they'll put Coop in the slot along with Sloan. They'll send actually 5 receivers now out. They'll move the running back to the line. They'll bring Coop in motion, and they'll hand off to Coop on a little shuffle pass. Takes it to the 10, cuts back inside and into the end zone for a touchdown. So a little shuffle pass on to Rodney Coop, and he went to the right side, cut back inside, and went right down the middle for the touchdown. And it's now 40-0 with a minute 50 here to play.
Yeah, they've done a lot of motion in their offense. They have such good receivers. You really have to have those eyes in the backfield to know who's lining up where and what they're going to do.
So they'll put the ball at the 2-yard line for the 2-pointer. So the Fire looking to extend their lead here. Strickland at quarterback. Gets the second touchdown pass on that little bubble pass. Darius Strickland will take the snap in the shotgun here on the 2-pointer. Fake the handoff, throw it in the corner at the goal line. Got it into the end zone for 2-point. Goes Sloan. And it makes it 42-0 with a minute here to play in tonight's game.
A couple of players got tangled up at the end of that play, but they separated quickly and will head to their sidelines.
So the Fire did what they wanted to do here in the second half, and that was to extend their lead. It was 20-0 at halftime, and it's now up to 42-0.
I don't know if you've noticed, but after every score, big number 75, Matt Neal, the offensive lineman, sprints all the way down the field through the goalpost and then comes back after every touchdown.
Yeah, no, I did not notice. I just seen him do that. I was just looking at that, and he's walking back. Clock continues to run, so this game's probably over, Matt. Or excuse me, Mark, I apologize. I deserve that, That one-figure salute.
I usually get that from Dave.
Well, here it is. Final score 42-0 as the teams will come to midfield and shake hands. And the Cobras season will come to an end, and the Fire will go to 7-0 on the season. Let's take a timeout. You're listening to Western Reserve Digital Radio.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and it is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessory. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Listen to Grove City College football all season long right here on Western Reserve Radio. Play action for East with time down the field. Got him in stride. That's Drake. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cameron Drake. Give it to Schools across the 50. 45, 40. He's gone. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wesley Schools.
Listen to head coach Andrew DiDonato and the Grove City College Wolverines all year long right here on Western Reserve Radio.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Time to wrap things up here tonight from Lakewood Middle School. A 42-0 victory for the Columbus Fire. As Tim said, improved to 7-0. The Cobras dropped to 2-6. And this is going to be interesting to see how the Fire do once the postseason begins. They're unblemished, but they weren't a crisp football team tonight, despite a convincing victory.
Yeah, they can definitely have room for improvement. They made some mistakes. A lot of flags on the field here today for both teams. They seem disjointed at times, even though they dominated this ball game on both halves. But at times they just seem to step on their own in their own way, and they could be better. And maybe it's just being on the road. Maybe it's just the way they play. I mean, obviously, success is success.
So that'll do it for our coverage of Cleveland Cobras football here in 2021. As we continue our relationship with the Cobras and owner Jesse Caldwell and his fantastic staff. We put a wraps on the regular season for the Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio. And everybody that was involved in this year's broadcast, starting with our owner-operator, Jim Craven, Dave Ferris, our executive producer, who keeps us entertained during the commercial breaks all season long. For my partner, Tim Continenza, a 42-0 win tonight for the Columbus Fire. And who knows, you may hear from the two of us again in the near future. Could be possible.
It's distinct possibility.
So that will do it tonight. The Columbus Fire come to Cleveland and win 42-0. And you heard all the action right here on Western Reserve Radio.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message. Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The great Zeri Palm from CBS Sports Zone and Dave Smith here at Sports Rap Radio, sportsrapradio.com. A report yesterday I read, this just made me laugh. Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, and Florida State have made inquiries also about joining the SEC. So then it would be a 20-team power conference.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't know what report that was, but that's hilarious.
The Dave Smith Show, weekends at 9 p.m. Eastern on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for the homebody, who now would rather be an anywhere but homebody after spending 12 months stuck at home with nobody but themselves. Well, Motel 6 has plenty of clean, comfortable rooms, all at a great low rate. So when you decide to visit somebody, anybody, anywhere else but your home, Motel 6 will be waiting. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please?
This is the Dave Smith Show.
The Dave Smith Show.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
On the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need certainty in the home buying process with a loan that fits your life, Rocket can.
From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Dave Smith.
We had a discussion on the air here before the Olympics started.